remember Adam said that we need a jingle. Howdy, and welcome to this special episode of Praise the Pickle podcast.
Whoa.
What?
This is
I
great.
thought we were trying to keep the length down.
Also, you know, we're really engaging the audience to want to come back to us.
So hello.
Hello.
And
Hi.
yeah, this right here, everyone that we are talking into the eardrums of, this is the Praise the Pickle podcast. And with me, Mr. Benjamin Watts, that's me by the way, I have two fine young gentlemen. Starting with Mr. Kevin Hart.
Hello. Where am I sitting today?
You're on my right this time.
Oh, hello, Ben, to my left.
Hello. And then also...
And the audience. Sorry.
Yeah, that's probably... Yeah. I also have with me Mr. Daniel Watts.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Very formal today, boys.
So yeah, this is the Praise the Pickle podcast. This is where we talk about video games and everything that we love and everything that we hate and everything that we find mediocre about them. And as always, we're going to kick this roller coaster of a show off. That's the word, the key word there.
Oh, the roller coaster.
Yeah, with Kevin's blunders.
Oh, is there a blunder this week?
Yes.
Oh, I'm excited.
Me too.
It's not a good thing. Okay. It's a bit of a disgrace, to be honest. Okay, so I'll get the minor ones out of the way first. The first one of Kevin's blunders is me saying, Dan drew the short card instead of the short straw.
Yeah.
Which just isn't a saying.
No.
by Eddie Sanders.
Make
I was sort of listening back to it and I was like, what on earth does that mean?
The short card.
Yeah, so some people draw cards instead of straws, you know, when they're doing that. The next one is Kevin, the lovely Kevin, was very kindly going through all the ways in which you guys out there can love and support us. And then he's doing as usual, right? He's reading his script, goes through it, he's like, yeah, email is praisethepicklepodcast@gmail.com, Twitter is @praisethepickle, and then a little voice just comes out of the nether realm and just chirps up and just goes, how are they going to contact us on Twitter? They need the Twitter handle.
I'm so embarrassed about this.
I realised that at the time. I was like, I swear I said it.
I remember thinking that as well, just not saying anything. I was like,
You just let me go on.
Yeah.
Listening back to that was so embarrassing. I was like, Kevin, you're so stupid. You didn't say Twitter. And then I listened back to it and I was like, yeah, you said Twitter. I just didn't hear it.
So Dan needs to pay more attention in future, but that's fine. It's fine. You know, we all have bad days.
We were all losing our minds by the end of the last episode.
We definitely were. There's still more. Okay. The next one is hopefully the last time this will ever be an issue, which was with syncing issues. So Kevin trying to record something on his potato PC just wasn't going very well, and it kept falling out of sync at some places. So you might have noticed some areas where we were talking over each other.
I didn't record on my PC last week.
Okay, Kevin recorded on like a 50p laptop or something last week, so...
But the week before I recorded on the 50p laptop and it worked perfectly fine. So blame technology and it's...
Yes. It's probably, let's face it, that's probably something Kevin did wrong. So
Probably.
we'll blame Kevin for this one. And
You know, I feel very violated on this show.
violated.
Yeah. I feel like I've been put into a corner and I'm slowly getting beaten.
Yeah.
Every like 10 minutes, just a punch comes out.
Yeah.
Or a kick.
Yeah. Well,
So, Kevin, you've prepared this week, haven't you, Kevin? So you've got a well collated information pack for us.
he's got a script ready to go.
I had 2 amazing surprises. Now it's 1 and a sad Kevin.
We'll get onto that anyway.
Yeah.
And then finally, this is the one that annoyed me. Okay, I specifically said before the podcast last week, right, Kevin, do not eat a cookie during the podcast. Okay, I'm literally
gonna say
said
right now,
those words.
I'm gonna say right now, okay,
Yeah.
Something happened where you said I'm gonna go do something, and as you went to go do that, that's when the rustling started. So I don't know what you were doing in that moment, but I'm sure that's what the rustling was about.
Even though, Kevin, just stop. Just stop. Did you not even?
Is that not true? Did that not happen?
Kevin.
Did that not happen?
Kevin. Did it also not happen
He's just denying it.
literally after the show you said that you ate a cookie while me and Dan were talking about that game, whatever it was? You literally admitted it after the show.
Yeah, I said, but it didn't. If I was eating it right next to the mic, it'd have been a lot louder than it was. So I'm pretty sure whatever happened after that, you butted in. Whatever you went to go do when Charlotte came.
Nothing.
That's when all the rustling started.
I didn't have any cookie packets around me, so...
I didn't say... I don't know what it was you were doing. You went to go do something. You said you were going to go do something. And whatever you were doing, in my opinion, was the thing that was making that noise. This rustling should have been mental. Should have been really loud.
Dan, back me up here.
It did sound like a cookie packet.
Oh my god, it didn't even sound like a cookie packet.
Was the cookie packet... What cookies were they?
White chocolate and toffee.
If you'd said
man.
white chocolate and raspberry, I would have given you a pass, but you ballsed
Raspberry?
it up.
Are you weird?
Yes, maybe.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
So yeah, Kevin, next time we say don't eat a cookie on the show, don't eat a cookie on the show, please.
I have a pizza with me next to me right now.
Oh, dear God.
It's from Pizza Express.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, that's all right then.
One of the
I have to
worst
wait,
pizza
I have to-
restaurants.
Yeah, well, my sister was ordering it from there, so...
What? Sorry, she was ordering and she decided Pizza Express.
Yeah, I don't get her sometimes. It's
What
very
is
weird.
wrong with her?
But yeah, so I have to wait like an hour and a bit before I can eat this pizza.
Yeah, well, that's punishment for last week.
Also, they don't even cut the pizzas up. It's just a full pizza. I've just started having to eat it from the edge.
Just roll it up, man.
I thought about rolling it up. I was like, if I roll it up, then I'm going to be eating it in like 4 bites.
Just
So.
a big pizza wrap. Oh man, that sounds good. Yeah, so no more cookies for Kevin. Fantastic. Anyone else got anything to say about last week?
We were clearly insane, the lot of us. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, but
It was a beautiful thing.
yeah.
And I can reassure you that, or I can assure you, not sure what one it is, that we will not be having a bickering argument like 2 little kids.
We've already done that. That's how we started this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Quite literally, yeah.
Good out of the way.
Again, from now, this moment, if it happens again, then they will have their cookies taken away from them.
Wait, why can't we have a bickering argument?
Because it was really, really boring by the end of it.
Alright.
I thought last week's episode was brilliant.
It
So
was
did
fun.
The lighthouse moment is potentially one of my favourite
There
moments
was
in this
a lot
podcast
of-
so far.
That's right. No, sorry, we're not allowed to argue anymore, guys. So let's just all agree with each other, okay? That's it.
But you guys weren't even arguing at the end of it.
Pretty sure we were.
No,
You know what?
Ben was just wrong and I was right. And
I think we should let our
Melody.
email.
What, the one
Tell us.
email we got, we're going to let them dictate the show, yeah?
No, we'll let them dictate Dan's argument.
sure.
Huh?
Have you read the email yet?
I can't remember.
No. I see. This backs up Dan like majorly in this in this situation.
Sweet.
It's alright, I guess we'll have to have another argument, me and the happy pickler.
Oh.
Okay, let's move on. So, top 3 rage quit moments is our top 3 of the week. So, Who's kicking it off this week?
I mean, I could have a top 50 rage quit moments.
I think the hard part about this one is picking a moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I could think of like we should have done like top 3 games that we've raged at the most. That would have made more sense to me.
Possibly, but I feel like my top 3 are pretty major moments.
Right.
You know, to me, Dan doesn't even seem like someone that would ever rage quit something.
Oh man.
You're going to have to help me out with this one in that case, Ben, because I forgot to do this one until about 20 minutes ago.
Oh my! Again, man, what's going on?
I'm sorry. I've only got one that I can think of.
It's all right, you know. It's just another example of how much dedication Dan's putting into the show, you know.
Literally none.
Wow. So this show's going to be finishing in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, more than likely, yeah.
Don't say that.
All right.
Stick around.
Find out if it still exists in 2 weeks. Okay, go on then, Kevin. Hit us up with your number 3.
Okay, my number 3 was actually not too long ago, and I put this one in here because it was more of a rage. It was more of a rage quit, in like real life with other people. Usually, my rage quits and stuff like that involve me playing games online against random people. This was actually against one of my friends. When I was in Barcelona, and we were playing Mario Tennis, and the game they have very specific characters that have different types of play. If anyone's played Mario Tennis at all, by the way, it is a very, very fun game. Just to throw that out there, it's very fun to play with people, like friends and that. But every single time he'd use a certain character. And just to reiterate this whole point, yeah, he's just better than me at the game. That's probably why I rage quit. But every single time he'd use his characters, they'd have some just nonsense reasons as to why they'd be like ridiculously good. Like one of them can have stupid amounts of spin that he'd hit a shot and it'd go over the net and it would basically like hit the side because it would have so much spin. Or another one where his character was so big that you couldn't even get it. You can actually get it past the character. Obviously, I had the same type of characters as well. I just couldn't use them as well. And it was one of them we were playing, and I had such a massive strop that I just paused the game, just dropped him, and I was like, I'm not playing this anymore. I'm done. And he's like, you're actually like stropping in a rage quit. I'm like, yes, I don't care. It's just ridiculous. It's just stupid. It's just unfair. And that was it. I was just I think the rest of the holiday I stopped playing it because I just didn't want to play anymore. It's a big baby. Oh. So yeah, that's my number 3.
Mario Tennis, such a good game. I'd almost forgotten about that actually.
Is it?
Yeah, Mario
it's
Tennis
well
is
good.
I don't know, man.
It genuinely is fun. It's really good.
Have you ever played it with anyone, Ben?
God knows. Was there one on Wii? I'm sure I played one on Wii.
Yeah, there definitely must have been one on Wii.
There was the one on Switch I played. It's very smooth. Liked it.
Well, the game was smooth, but you clearly weren't.
Oh wow! You're gonna throw that one out there?
Yeah. Kev, I swear to God, if the moment I'm thinking of isn't in your top 3,
of course it's in the top 3.
I'll make it your top 0.
I could put many more moments out there, man. I don't even have moments where I've broken controllers and stuff, and remote controls, and just my hand. I didn't break my hand, but still.
All right. Oh, shall I go next?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll go next. So my number 3, I don't really have any moments. I just have like rage trends with games where I just rage about the same thing over and over and over and over again. So my number 3 will be League of Legends. And I've raged so much at that game. It's actually unreal. And every single time I rage, it's literally about the same thing, about how Riot just make every single new hero, champion, whatever they're called, completely overpowered because they want it, to sell more or whatever, I don't know. and then they have to readjust it to fix it, and then the same thing happens with the next hero or champion, whatever it's called, and then every single rework is overpowered, and it just infuriated me. I've gone on so many rants about that. I'm sure there must be a particular situation in League of Legends where I completely lost my shit, but I just can't remember any right now.
Yeah, I can't really think of any in particular moment. I know a lot of the times you have them. I mean, was it Yasuo? I'm sure you've had many a rage.
Oh my
moment
days, Yasuo rage was real. Oh,
it's just a joke of a character, champion.
Yeah. Oh my god, just all the rage is coming back to it. I was like, oh yeah, let's make a champion that gets double crit chance. Yeah, great idea. Because it's so dumb as well, because it's like he gets double, like 100% crit from 2 items, and it means you can build him into anything you want and still have a 100% crit. It's so ridiculous.
He's just a joke of a character.
And literally, if they took that crit thing away, he would be a fair champion, in my opinion. His wind wall is still crazy, but like he would be a fair champion. It's just that one thing that just pushes him over the edge to be this ridiculous snowballing character. Like, who the hell is going to match damage with a Yasuo when he gets double crit? Like, no one. It's ridiculous.
I remember Ben would just go from. I'm pretty sure when he first started playing the game, he was a top laner.
I've been everywhere, man. Apart from me, I've been everywhere.
And then he'd look. I think every single like lane he'd ever play in, he'd just lose. So he was like, I'm just gonna revert back to jungle. and then he'd be like ganking. He'd be like, no one ever. Admittedly, I'm the same. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've been there with League of Legends. I mean, I'm sure with League of Legends, it's everyone else's fault. It's never your own.
Yeah. I'm perfect.
Yeah,
honestly, I would be like playing in championships right now if it wasn't for other people I played with.
Even though most of the time you're playing with us, your friends.
Yeah.
At that moment, you lose a game and you think, well, I can't rage about anyone else because we're all just lost together. I get what you mean by like the rage games. You don't rage about a moment in particular. It's just,
but it's all very common games, So, all right, Dan.
I'm panicking slightly here because I'm trying to work them out on the fly. I kind of rage quit Apex Legends after like 3 games.
You did rage quit Apex Legends. That was really funny.
I think the worst thing about it for me was that I loved the feel of the game so much. Like, I loved the shooting and the movement and all that. And I really, really, really wanted to enjoy it. And I just got wrecked 3 times in a row. Like, maybe a couple of kills. And I just went on this rant about how much I hate Battle Royales and they all suck and this game's rubbish. I'm never going to play it again. And now I think about it all the time and wish I'd stuck with it. But
that was a fun moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was there, man. Was it on PS4 or was it on PC?
PC.
Oh, so you? Oh yeah, because I remember when I was going to play with you, you had played it like once before, Ben. But yeah, and in the first few games we played, we were absolutely wrecking. And then I think we got put against like proper people, and then we got absolutely demolished every game. So
pretty much, I don't like that game, man.
I don't think you're a battle royale kind of guy, are you?
I love the idea of Battle Royale, and my issue is that I loved Call of Duty Battle Royale. I put like hundreds.
That was good though. That was
it was
really
so good. It was like it felt like a proper game. I don't know, but every other Battle Royale just has so many issues of it. I just don't get why Call of Duty didn't kick off.
My main thing I find with it's just every game nowadays you play is that you have to put so much time to get anywhere in these games. You can't just pick it up, jump into a game and kill a few people, because a lot of the time the player base on them games are players that are on there just consistently.
Yeah.
You can't jump into a game of PUBG and see a few people kill them all, because the chances are those people play their game relatively constantly and you're not going to be outplay them because they know everything a lot of the time with any player base. I know that there are probably a lot of people like us that play the game as well like that, but you're not going to run into them as much as the people that are
that's
playing.
that's why Fortnite making matchmaking is a good thing. And I think all battle royale games need to start adopting that. You know, if they
every
have a big
game
enough
needs
player
to
base.
have a matchmaking.
Yeah,
no matter what.
that's the problem with battle royale is that there's no matchmaking in most games. You just get put into whatever. Like, you know, I could get put in the same game as Shroud, and it's like, well, I mean, he's nearly as good as me, but not quite. And it's like,
Yeah, it's a bit unfair on him, really, isn't it?
it is, yeah.
So
I think a good example of that as well is like Rainbow Six Siege. Like, I loved Rainbow Six Siege. I put a couple 100 hours into it, but whenever I sat down to play it, it was like I had to be mentally prepared.
Yeah, you do in that game. I've never known a game so much.
It's so stressful sometimes.
It is.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, I know nothing of that game, and even I'd be like, I can hear everyone everywhere, and if I walk around this corner, there could be, you just don't know. I feel like I can't walk anywhere.
It's almost like playing a horror game, honestly. Like
It's
just walking around these really dark environments, just like anything could be around the corner. You literally have no idea. Walk around the corner, there's a trap on the floor and a scarecrow man.
But that's why I sometimes jump on and just shoot bots. Like, it's not a challenge, but I still want to feel the game, and I still want to shoot something, and I still want to run around the maps and, you know, just go into a bit of a zone.
You know what? You know what I found with that, well, Rainbow Six in particular, because I'm like terrible at the game. I don't really know what's going on. I kind of know the gist of it all, but I don't know all the characters. I mean, the amount of times my phone got hacked and I had no idea what it meant, and it just got hacked, and I was like, cool, do what you want with it, mate. I don't use that phone, so what? Go for it.
Just triggering all the Rainbow Six players.
Yeah, it's not work phone, I don't care. But I'd always find doing the most stupid things would get me the kills. Like for example, like if you just go balls deep running around with a shotgun, I'd get a few kills. Whereas if I'm playing passively, sitting back, looking for the angle, I'd always die. But if I'm hanging upside down by a wire with my legs crossed, singing a song, I'd probably get a kill. But
I forgot they added that mechanic. Yeah,
they did. Yeah, you have to actually do a dance in real life.
Yeah, yeah. It's motion controlled.
It is, yeah.
God, we're being sarcastic today. Yeah. Your whose go is it? Who was talking about that?
I think it's
Kevin's go.
Oh, it's Kevin's go. All right, go on, Kevin.
Okay, this is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Is this? I think I know this one. Yeah.
I was in like the peak of my addiction to games. And in this one particular day, I'd been playing all day, and it was just, you know, sometimes you just have them bad days on games. Just nothing goes right. Like usually, you could be at like a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 kill death ratio. This game, nothing was like that. It was absolutely terrible. And in this one particular game, I think I'd just been repeatedly killed over and over and over again. And do you ever get that? I just might be a bit off topic, but do you ever get them times that there's always that? Oh, well done, nice celebration. Did you hear that firework?
Yeah.
There's that one character or one player, like for example in League of Legends, when there's that one person that's fed, you always go after them and they always kill you over and over and over and over again. Or there's always that one player that's in that one spot, but every single time you go there, they're always in a different spot, and they always kill you over and over and over again.
Their name gets burned into your head. You just can't forget that name that keeps popping up.
Exactly, and it's all and this particular moment had happened with someone, and he was running around with a shotgun, and I just couldn't beat him. He's probably wearing Turtle Beaches or something.
Oh God.
And I got so angry so much that I elbowed my wall, put a hole in it, and I was so embarrassed by it that I don't actually know how I hid it for like that day.
You hid it for ages, man.
I hid it for, basically, I ordered myself a picture of the Queen herself, Selena Gomez.
That's not suspicious.
Actual Queen.
No.
What? Is that not
you just thought, no one would touch this.
My family come in, it's like, why have you got a picture of the Queen? Oh, I just felt very royal today.
Just an A1 poster of the Queen up in your wall.
Wait, is that not what you're talking about?
No, I said it's Selena Gomez. I got a picture of Selena Gomez.
I missed that bit. I thought you were talking about the Queen.
And I put it to cover up the hole in my wall, and I can't remember what happened, but I think I don't know if. Okay, this is what I don't understand yet, is that it was a picture on my wall, and for some reason someone had like felt the picture on my wall, and obviously where there was no back to it, they were like, "What's going on here?" And they opened it up, and they were like, "What the?" Yeah. So I had little hole in the wall. Hole in the wall.
I think everyone that's played Call of Duty for more than a few hours at a time has had a rage moment.
Oh man, just so many. But
Yeah.
it's when you feel like the game is against you.
Yeah.
That's what it is, you know. When you're just like, oh, spawn kill, spawn kill, great. It's just, oh my god. And that game has a particular way of that happening as well. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you can have loads of bad rounds in Rainbow Six sort of thing, but they're still slow. Whereas in Call of Duty, you could literally die like once every 5 seconds. It's just, oh man.
But the whole team just like pinned you down into a corner. Yeah. you pop your head out anyway. It's like, yeah, goodbye, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. My next one is also a general rage.
Wait, can I guess it? What's it going to be?
Should be able to guess it.
PUBG, it must be.
Oh God, why is that not on my list?
Wait, it's not on your list?
All right, I'll get my number one out the way quickly because it's not really a number one because it's the same thing as yours, Kevin. I played Call of Duty, but I lobbed my phone when I got really angry.
Wait, what one was that?
What phone?
Yeah, no, what Call of Duty?
I don't know, man. This happened
Was it
so
a
many
uni?
times. I went through 11 phones in about 4 years.
Oh my god, the amount of... Oh, it was just like, oh yeah, I broke my phone. Again?
Yeah. So that's like a little snippet one. So this okay, cool. PUBG can be my number 2. There you go. PUBG.
Where do I start with PUBG?
just so many situations are running through my head right now about examples that I can use as to why PUBG is such a terrible game. But
give your just give five of them now. 5 main reasons why that game is just the abomination of a game.
all right, it's the most poorly optimized game on the planet.
Agreed.
I have never in my entire life been disgraced so much by someone charging £20 for that mess. It's just a hot steaming pile of mess. I can't believe that they actually brought that out on Xbox and went, oh, PUBG's coming to Xbox. And I played that one game at yours, Kevin. Oh my god, what was that? That's honestly, that must be illegal. You cannot sell a game like that and just be like, oh yeah, it's out. But surely you're false advertising, because in the trailers there's buildings, but in the actual game there's nothing. There's literally nothing. You just float down to the ground and you get stuck in a wall, and then someone just drives a car through a freaking building. It's just the worst.
I forgot that was a thing.
It's just terrible, man.
The game doesn't. Some people's computers are so bad in this game that the buildings don't load, so you can jump into a car and just drive through buildings.
Yeah.
But like, obviously on their screen, they're just driving through, just driving on the ground. But on everyone else's, they're just driving through buildings.
And I love the fact that on everyone else's screen there's like resistance. So like, you know, when the car's driving, the buildings are obviously there. Obviously that they exist in this person's game when they're driving the car, but they can't see the buildings, because when they drive through buildings they sort of get a bit of resistance. But no, they can still just drive straight through it. They just sort of bounce through each building. It's just like it's just terrible, man. I didn't think it was possible for any sort of soldier to have such poor eye-to-hand coordination, because I've never had to press a button so many times to pick up an item ever in my entire life. Like, it's just
spamming
insane.
the E button.
Honestly, you're just spamming it, and he's just like squatting like 500 squats. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get this red dot site, yeah, and it's just, Yeah, that's another terrible thing. The shooting angles are just utterly pathetic. The fact that you know that whole thing where it's like, wait, he can see me, but I can't see him. That thing, and it's like, oh look, there's the top of someone's. I can only see the top of his head, and he just shot me. And then you look at his screen, and like the wall's like up to his ankles, and you're just like, oh great, fantastic, fantastic stuff, man. And then one of my favourite parts about PUBG was then they were like, we're adding vaulting, guys. It's happening. And I'm talking about the OG vaulting. None of this parkour shit that's come out now, right? I'm talking about the ability to climb over a knee-height wall. That's right. When PUBG came out, you could not jump or climb over a knee-high wall. No, sorry, you could, but you had to get a running start. Right, you had to run up to it and then jump about a meter behind it to be able to make it over this thing. And sometimes you wouldn't make it, or sometimes it would make it look like you made it, and then you'd teleport back again. It was fantastic. And then they added vaulting. Yeah, vaulting was just a mess. There was no consistency as to which walls you could vault over. There was an animation problem with it.
Two things. Me personally is the bit where you could be aiming down your sight and looking at someone, and then you'd shoot, but because you'd have a wall below you, you'd just shoot the wall.
Oh my god, yes.
And you could you'd be like someone's like running towards you, but like kind of going out of your view. It's like say you're looking out of a window and they're like coming more towards a building. You start looking down and start shooting them, but because I guess your character's actually guns in the wall or something, but your aim isn't in the wall.
Yeah.
You're actually looking at him and you start shooting the wall, and then you just get so angry, especially if they look at you and they can see you, and you're just like shooting a wall and they're just shooting you.
Yep.
And then the little the little red line for the grenades. It can have like a red line to it's like throwing a grenade in this game. It would bring up like a red line as to where like the trajectory of the grenade. Just a lie. You throw this.
It's just a flat out lie.
You throw this grenade. It might go below the line. It might go above the line. It might even go in the line sometimes. It's just a bit of a guessing game.
Sometimes you just drop it on the spot and it just explodes. There's There is. I'm going to stop there. I feel like I've been talking about this for about 5 minutes, but PUBG is one of the worst games to ever grace my presence, and I just really hope that people just stop playing it and providing money to that company, to be honest. Daniel?
Yeah?
You're number 2.
I thought you were going to ask me to play PUBG with you.
No.
This will be my last one, because I'm literally racking my brains trying to think of a time, and I can't think of a time.
Alright.
So... back in the day, I used to play a lot of Korean MMOs quite obsessively. One in particular was called Ben. Do you know what it is?
It's called Ben.
Don't tell me. An MMO.
Yes. I played it obsessively, like literally thousands of hours.
Terra?
No, I did play that one a lot, but no.
It's good.
Oh yeah, no, I do know what it is. And you used to have like your MP3 soundtracks on it, and you used to have Nightwish on it. I can't remember the name of the game, but I remember that you had Nightwish on it.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Decaron?
Decaron, yes, yeah.
Decaron was such a cool game for its time. Like, it was really bright and kind of gory for a game. I mean, the graphics don't really hold up these days, but it was quite adult for an MMO, and you had these giant, crazy, flashy skills, and you fought sort of hordes of enemies at once instead of a couple like you're doing WoW. But what I loved about the game the most was the open PvP system, where you could, as long as you weren't inside of the city walls, you could just attack anybody in public and flag yourself, and if they attacked you back, they would flag. But you could do kind of cruel things like flag somebody, a low-level player or whatever, and if they were using an area of effect ability, like a big fireball, and some of the splash damage got on you, then they would get flagged and you could kill them penalty-free.
So many.
What?
It was just a cruel way to get people to flag. Obviously, if they were the same level as you, you could like tap them once, and they could turn around and intentionally tap you back, and you'd start like a penalty-free duel. You could also just kill a player without them attacking you back and get flagged, like get a penalty for it. Anyway, it was really cool. It was like a fantasy MMO type game. And at one point on one of the servers that I played on, I must have had like 1,000 hours on this server, and I was, without blowing my own trumpet too much, I was like the top support character on the entire server. So like I was a guild leader, and people would ask me to go on the high level runs and that. But the way this game got you was with the upgrading system, and it was all kind of chance based, and you'd have like +1, +2, +3 on your gear, and you got to +7. But at the +7 mark, it was really expensive to attempt, and if you failed, your weapon would break along with any gems that you had in it and everything else. It would be completely destroyed. And you could go into the item shop and buy little things that would give you an extra 10% chance to get that +7. And then I think by the time you got to the max +9, it was like a 2% chance of actually getting +9. But it was like, once you had that, it was the best item you could get in the game, and it was worth an absolute fortune. Like, they were so rare and so hard to come across. And the entire game's economy was built around getting these +7 to +9 weapons that were super hard to come by. And obviously you'd be all glowing gold and stuff if you were fully upgraded, and people wouldn't know it. But basically I'd spent hundreds of pounds on this game, like real money. I got so obsessed with it that I really, really wanted that last +9. And I think in the end I just had a YOLO moment. I was like, screw it, I'm feeling lucky today, I'm just going to try the final upgrade on my weapon. And
How'd it go,
broke. What?
I said, how'd it go, man? And then
bad. Yeah, it went really, really bad. And it broke. And it was kind of expected because it was like a 7% chance or something. And I just lost my shit. And I went on a complete rampage. Like, I was a healer, bear in mind. Like, I was a character that people would take with them to heal them, and I'd do a bit of damage here and there. But because I was so geared up and high level and one of the most veteran on the server, I could just walk around and slap people to death. And I basically spent hours walking around and killing everybody that I saw. I left my guild and just became this mass serial killer, just roaming through the low-level environments, killing everybody that was joining the server, just griefing everybody. I completely lost my marbles. Like, I went on a complete rampage, and then to top it off, I went back into the main town and dropped all of my gear one piece at a time throughout the town, and massive stacks of gold to everybody, and completely destroyed the game's economy for a while. Like, the items are worth so much that if they just got distributed, this game that's all about buying and selling and economy and stuff suddenly like becomes almost a communist society, because suddenly everyone's rich and all the prices of all the items in the shop started changing, and my guild fell apart. It was absolute chaos. And yeah, I dropped all my items, dropped all my gold, deleted my character, and pissed off. And then joined another server about 6 months later when I decided that I wanted more.
The main thing that I'm getting out of this is that's like, so this is what happens when Dan loses a gamble in a game. Can you just like never do the lottery, please?
Yeah. You're gonna.
He's just gonna go on a rampage and just kill everyone.
Really
It's different though. Like these servers that I was running, that I was playing on, were being run by, like, I swear to God, they were being run by Chinese mafia or something. They were so dodgy. Like, there would be times where the upgrade rates on your screen, it would tell you, like, you've got a 7% chance to do this. And you knew from the amount of attempts that you'd done that it was like a 0.7% chance. And they were just, like, dropping the rates a little bit at a time to sell you more stuff, and people were just throwing money at these people. And, it was so weird, man. Such a weird game with a weird community, but I loved it.
Could you, like, imagine in the future, or a little bit after that game, that there'll be them moments that people will talk about in like the history of that game, thinking, do you remember that time that this guy just went on a massacre and ruined the entire economy, and just and it's like that elusive name which is just Dan's username.
Yeah, maybe in China you're like Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah. That'd be brilliant.
Weirdly enough, actually, some of the friends that I played with, like, this was like 8 years ago or something. Like, I managed to get in touch with some of the guys that I used to play with in my guild, and they all remember it. So it's a moment in history for sure.
That'd be memorable.
That community. Yeah.
Pretty
They
good
thought I
rage
was going to get
moment.
sectioned or something. They're like, oh god, Dan's completely lost it.
Oh dear.
Good times.
That was a good one.
Thanks, man. That's the only one I got, though. I got no more.
That's all right. Just say Overwatch in a low, dull voice
Oh, yeah.
for your number one.
I thought, I thought about it.
Kevin, go on. Hit me up with your number one. I'm looking forward to this one.
So my number one has to be the game that I've definitely raged to most. I'm going to say right now, okay? I've probably, in my time of playing games, I think I've broken about 5 Xbox controllers, about 3 mouse, a remote control, I think 2 headsets.
I remember you breaking your controllers. I remember you just having to buy new controllers all the time.
Yeah. But from what I can gather, that's like the gist of the amount that I've broken. But this moment was just something on another level. So I was playing the game mode Ultimate Team, very very common one for what most FIFA players play, and just in one of these games, I think I just had enough. I was just, I was getting to that point. I think it was FIFA 15. I want to say
Probably 14, right? Because it was first year uni.
okay, it'll be FIFA. Okay, FIFA 14, yeah. And yeah, I probably just lost too many games on the bounce, or it was just a moment that I was just like, I'm just done with this game. I've probably raged about a good 15 times in that week. That probably made me get to this boiling point of like, F this game. I'm completely done with it. And I turned my Xbox off, got my phone out, took a picture of FIFA, and listed it on eBay.
You sold the game.
No.
It goes further.
No. Yeah.
So obviously this game, doesn't make me very happy. I play it, but I get very angry. But because where I was selling the game, you have on this old museum, you have coins you can open packs with and get like lucky and stuff. So I opened a few packs and I got very, very lucky with them, meaning that I had more money and I could buy better players. And I thought, I don't want to sell the game anymore, so I took it off eBay.
Yeah.
And carried on playing the game. But
so this was around the same week that I lost to Wigan, wasn't it?
I think it might have been about a week afterwards. Yeah. Is that your number one?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So for me, Ben's biggest rage moment I've seen is it was in the same FIFA, and he lost to Wigan on the second easiest difficulty. Bear in mind, there's 5 difficulties.
Yeah, so you could say it's the 4th hardest one.
Sure. And then he was just like, stuff this game, I'm done. But he wasn't that big of a FIFA fan as it was. But
I thought I'd give it a go because it looked like Kevin was having so much fun in the other room, just like, oh come on, what the fuck, just raging all the time, all day, every day. It was
didn't you I mean, you quite enjoyed FIFA when you first started playing for a bit, but then as soon as Wigan came along, that was it.
Wigan are OP, man.
Wigan
honestly.
pushed you over the edge.
Wigan are just they're basically the Yasuo over FIFA.
And the Reaper, I'd say, probably, of Overwatch.
Oh, the segue is real. So, on to my number one, is Reaper on Overwatch. It's not even Overwatch, it's just Reaper on Overwatch. I think this one's probably my number one because of how fresh it is in my mind. But
last night, isn't it? Like the last time.
Quite literally, yeah. I can't deal with him anymore, man. I can't do it. I love Overwatch. It has such a special place in my heart, right? Like, I remember seeing all the hype about it, how good it looked, and me and Kevin bought it day one, or I bought it day one.
Did you?
Oh, no, we did, didn't we? Yeah. And I just loved Roadhog, and it was amazing. It was just so good. And then Reaper.
Reaper got found out.
Yeah.
But not only that, he wasn't powerful enough at the start of the game. So when they updated him, that's when.
Right. Yeah. So what they've done essentially, right, my boys over at Blizzard, yeah. Reaper now has lifesteal, okay? You used to be able to outplay him as a tank because you could still damage him enough to make him run away or whatever, you know? But now that he has lifesteal, it is literally impossible for a tank to kill Reaper because as long as Reaper hits his shots, he's invincible against a tank. No tank does enough damage to be able to outweigh that lifesteal, right?
So for anyone that doesn't know, Reaper uses shotguns, and obviously shotguns have a lot of hitbox and they do a lot of damage up close. So if you're a big tank, you're really fat, you're going to hit all your bullets. Tanks generally don't do a lot of damage. So you could shoot Reaper, do like 100 damage, but because he could do one bullet and he could do... Well, because he could do so much damage to you, he'd get all his health back, and it'd be, well,
yeah, it's something like 30% lifesteal or
yeah,
something
it's
mad. And then, on top of that, right, my boys over at Blizzard, my boy Jeff, yeah, they thought, oh, we don't like people trolling on Overwatch at all. You know, they are so anti-troll and positivity and teamwork, it's actually kind of annoying. That they were like, okay, roll lock. Let's do roll lock. Which is, in my opinion, one of the stupidest moves any...
Oh, I absolutely love it.
Why?
Because too many people out there only want to play damage dealers.
Okay.
If you go on to Xbox and you played that in ranked, you would never... like, if you wanted to get anywhere in ranked... you would never be able to play a game with damage because everybody plays it. Like the amount of times I'd be in a game of ranked and there'd be like 4 damage dealers, 1 healer, and 1 tank.
But the alternative is Reaper versus 2 tanks, and it's important. You can't if whichever team has a Reaper wins because the Reaper will kill those tanks, and because 2 people are forced to play tank now because there's roll lock. That's it.
The whole point is you meant to.
What if both teams have a Reaper?
Yeah.
If both teams have a Reaper, then the better Reaper wins. But I don't want to be forced into playing one character. Because the beauty of Overwatch is all the counters and, you know, counter picking the other heroes and whatnot. But there isn't really a counter to Reaper.
Have you googled his?
There is counters to Reaper. The issue is it requires quite a high level of skill, I think, to counter Reaper.
Or teamwork.
Or teamwork, exactly. Whereas before roll lock, you could just say to one of the damage dealers, look, let me swap with you. You play tank or whatever. I'll jump on McCree and counter this bitch. Like,
okay, right.
You can't do that anymore.
Fine, but McCree counters Reaper to
May kind of counters Reaper too.
May doesn't because you can freeze him, but everyone knows how long it takes to get completely frozen when you're getting left clicked by May. So you just phase away. And that's it, I guess. The only way. So basically. I get it. There are very few heroes that can counter Reaper fine. But in comparison to how equal everything else is, it's just the fact that there's a hero that counters an entire role is just bonkers. Like, does that make sense?
I get what you mean by that, yeah.
I
mean, you look at...
If there was like a couple of tanks, or like maybe 2 or 3 tanks that actually stood a chance against the Reaper.
Roadhog's the only one that half stand a chance, and that's only if you get lucky enough to when you hook him, you headshot him, and he might take a little bit, and you hit the second shot that can kill him. But
yeah, but to get to that second shot, he's already phased away. So
that's true.
It doesn't really. He basically counters an entire role and plus, 75-80% of all the DPS as well. That he counters way too many people, and there's not enough that can be done about him without either just playing a Reaper into him or playing a McCree. But then if they got someone else that counters McCree, then I don't know. It's just a bit.
I wonder if this is common
consensus. I do wonder, yeah.
Or whether it's just us. Because I hate Reaper as well. I really hate coming up against a Reaper, especially if I'm stuck in tank role and there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, that's the issue. Because if I was playing tank against a Reaper, I would change to DPS. Because 3 DPS against a Reaper is a lot more efficient than 2 DPS and 2 tanks against a Reaper. Much better.
But the meta must have worked out how to counter Reaper in roll lock. Like there is clearly a way to do it. It's not
The reason it's big now is because shields are so important in Overwatch now that people can't play on hit characters like Soldier and McCree and stuff because they can't get past the shields, whereas Reaper just walks past the shields and shoots people. So it's the reason why Doomfist is so important. It's so good now. It's the reason why Tracer's always been good. Mai's increased in popularity.
I think Overwatch has quite a few annoying characters, especially when you first start coming up against them. Like the ones you just mentioned, so obvious ones like Tracer and Mei and Doomfist. Like when you come up against one and you don't know how to deal with it, it's infuriating, especially if they're good at that character.
Yeah, that's true.
It drives you nuts. But I think the higher level you get, and the more up to date you are with the meta and how teams are working these things out, the less frustrating these things would become.
Yeah, I get that. That applies to anything, but the game should be accessible for all levels of skill. It shouldn't just be like it's the same with League of Legends. It's like, granted, like Kevin always used to say to me all the time, and it used to infuriate me. Yasuo's never used at high level, so it can't be that good. And it's like, but he's used everywhere up to like plat or whatever it is, because he's so not easy to use by any means, but like his core kit is just so powerful.
His laning phase is just so good that he literally wipes a cat person out of the game, and he can just snowball the rest of the game.
And I get it later on, when there's a Yasuo, they could just be bullied so hard. And I get that at late levels when you have a really coherent, good, strong team. But it's the same with Overwatch. Like this whole role lock thing, unless you're playing with a 6-stack that know what they're doing, then you're pretty much, I don't know, like Reaper's going to counter everyone up until probably Diamond, I imagine.
Yeah.
I doubt he's used like at all after Diamond because
I think he's used a lot at the moment.
I don't know if he is with people like Doomfist and stuff because I think they're more reliable, Doomfist. But
do you remember when I first got onto back onto Overwatch on PC after I've been playing a bit on Xbox? I came on and the first thing I said was like Reaper ruined all my games as soon as there's a Reaper, and you was like, oh my god, same, mate. And then you went on. I love how talking about these rage moments we get really angry thinking about them.
Yeah, I know. I think the reason it upsets me so much is because Overwatch is probably one of my favourite competitive games I've ever played.
Yeah,
it's really so good, but that one thing has just completely ruined it for me. Like, I would probably continue playing Overwatch every single day if it wasn't for Reaper. Reaper is literally the single reason why I stopped playing that game every single time.
Yeah.
And it's been like that since they updated him, and it's even worse now that there's role lock. Because after they updated him, I always used to say, right, 3 DPS and 1 tank now instead, because it worked so much better against the Reaper. It basically just pushed Reaper out the game, and then the second Reaper changes, you can change back to 2 tanks again. But now you just have no opportunity to do that, so it's just a bit naff. But yeah. Anyway, we've been talking about this for way too long for something that I wasn't even prepared about. Right. Excellent. That is our top 3 rage quit moments, or Dan's top 2 because he is so dedicated to the show.
I can give you a third one if you really want it, but let's move on. All
right, cool, fine. Quick synopsis. Give me the TLDR.
Playing a friend, Mortal Kombat. We had a deal where we'd only change character when we lost a game.
Yeah.
He played Sub-Zero 25, 30 games in a row. And I played every other character at least 3 times, trying to beat him on Sub-Zero. I just couldn't do it and lost my mind.
That seems like a bit of a flawed rule, to be honest. It should be that you have to change when you win, not when you lose, because otherwise
in
you
hindsight,
just play the one character.
Yeah. It was like winner stays on sort of thing.
Yeah, I know. Cool. All right, let's move on. So, I think it may be time for the feedback man.
Bum bum bum. That's me.
That's him. Go on, Kev. What we got?
So we have one little bit of feedback this week because everybody is being pants and useless and rubbish. I mean, we still love you guys, but
I don't think we do anymore, to be honest.
It's getting a bit. Man, we need some engagement.
Yeah, I'm just getting a bit fed up with people just ignoring us. Like, we put in all this effort and then people are just like...
Sarcasm, throwing out there, just let you guys know. / not. It's... Yeah, I mean, it would be nice for some engagement, but obviously... You know, if people have nothing to say on the case, then I guess they have nothing to say on the case. I mean, for example, this week, any rage moments. I mean, there could be people out there. I mean, like, look at Adam. I doubt he's ever raged at a game in his life.
No, man, I'm getting desperate now. I'm honestly getting desperate. You know how many questions I posted out today? Literally, I'm going to read out my Facebook post, all right? Send us some feedback, stop scrolling, and drop us a message for a shout out on Monday's episode. Here we go. This is how many questions I got. What were your finest rage quit moments? What are the scariest games you've played? Are you playing Outer Worlds along with us? How are you finding it so far? Nothing. I even posted a picture of me hitting someone with my overwhelming amount of love, and it's just nothing back. Do you know how many people this? It reached 235 people, and not a single one of them messaged. I'm done. I quit. I've had enough.
No, it's alright. It's fine, Ben. It's fine.
I am angrily shaking my head right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the one Pickle that does like to give us feedback, because I think this Pickle is probably our... I don't want to say a favourite because everyone's equal, but it's our number one fan because, well... So, it starts. Hello. Pickles.
Wait, has Kevin learned how to do an echo?
Oh my god, he did the echo right.
He did it. He's been practicing.
Yeah. I had to read it though, so. AKA Bubba, babyface Ben. If anyone doesn't know, Ben does have a very, very baby face, and he can grow about 4 very strange hairs on his chin.
I've upgraded to about 17 now. So.
Oh, 17. So yeah. he's now hit the age of 25, 6, and he can now grow 17 hairs.
Yeah, boy.
Maybe one day his hairs and his age will match each other.
Yeah, that's right. When you guys go bald, I'm going to laugh at you.
I'm going bald, so it's fine.
Yeah, I know, and I can't wait. I honestly, I'm saving up so many memes for that day, man. It's unreal.
And then Johnny on the spot newsman Dan. Oh yeah,
what the hell does that even mean?
What does that
mean?
Johnny
on the spot. I guess you're always on point. You're always there. You're doing it.
I don't think it means that.
Oh.
I don't know what it means, but I don't think it means that.
I mean, from now on we'll call you Johnny on the spot. It's fine.
It's just a newsman, man.
Oh wait, did it said Bubba? Isn't that what Charlotte calls you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really weird.
Hey, Dan.
Yo. Yeah.
Oh, no, it is a thing. It's in the dictionary, Johnny on the spot. Jesus Christ, we're so educated. It means a person who is at hand whenever needed.
Aww.
I mean, yeah, I'll take it, but it's not true.
That's true. I mean, his lack of dedication is, if that's not evident enough yet, then...
Although he thought on the spot right there and gave us 3. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kamikaze Keyboard Crusher Kev.
What is
that? Oh, I think maybe from last week, because I broke the keyboard. Didn't I? I said about I threw the keyboard on the floor.
Did you?
Yeah, I said I played Outlast, and I threw your keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
And then my mates in primary school did that. And he says, felt I had to put pen to paper once again, following your previous podcast.
It's an email, so you didn't put pen to paper. Alright.
Maybe she pre-wrote it.
True. Yeah, but we didn't receive the hand-signed copy, so it's irrelevant.
Didn't realise you were also fluent with foreign tongues. Spanish a couple of weeks ago and French this week.
Wait, when was there French?
Last week. It was praise the Pickle.
Oh yeah. So fluent.
This week, German. Anyone got any German words?
Good.
Ja.
Guten Tag. Ich heiße Kevin.
Ich bin Habensklavenbarsk.
Oh, sausage.
We
Bratwurst.
we have listeners in Germany, guys. Just so you know.
Ah, oui.
Well, then they'll completely understand what we're saying. So. That was for you, German listeners.
Yeah.
We love you.
Very much enjoyed your top 3 that freaked you out. Didn't so much enjoyed all the bickering. Ooh. Dan, you're clearly not allowed to have a life. How dare you not devote out your waking hours to play a game you don't want to play? This is so true.
I'm not even getting into this, man.
It is a bit true, but then it's a bit like he did say we did have an agreement, so it's I'm on the fence again with this one. I was fascinated by the games you all spoke about, with the journals of the characters in the game. I think Charlotte mentioned that she watched it as a film rather than a game. As you were describing it, I thought it sounded like it would make a good film, which would fall into our top 3 category a few weeks ago, which is very true. Had you played that games but by then?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
But
well, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, yes, but part of its charm is the fact that
it's not a film.
The controls, that every level has different control mechanics. If that makes sense. I don't know how that would translate into a film, but yeah, I'm sure it still could be a good film.
Yeah, I think it could be. It would have to. It would still have to have the difference between each scene and the diversity and the feeling of exploring the different stories and connecting.
Would it be better as a series?
I think
it would lose a lot of its charm in a movie or thingy saying.
I do.
Because a lot of it as well is like looking around at like you said, like after finding out what happened with each character, looking at their room and the house and how it affected that sort of thing. You in a movie, you haven't got time to just sit there and wander around yourself. Obviously, like look at how the environment's changed and whatnot. So
I think we often talk about VR movies at some point in the future, which are a really hard thing to envision because you're watching a film and you're watching things happen, but you're still able to look around and be inside your environment. I think for that sort of futuristic film, it could work. But
then it might as well just be a game.
True. Yeah. True.
She follows on to say, I would like to know what game you first ever played and how old you were. I would like to lead this one because I don't actually know exactly what the first game was. I have 4 in my head that it might be, but I don't know what it came first. There's either Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghouls, when it was,
damn, that's a hard
which was on
game.
the Sega Mega Drive, but my mum used to play it all the time and love it.
That's still quite a cult classic, popular game, you know.
Is it?
Yeah. You can get it
even
on
around anymore.
I think you can get it on Switch now. It's like a NES classic or something.
Or it was Asteroids.
Nice.
Is it proper old school Asteroids?
Yeah, like literally, you were just a spaceship in the middle, and asteroids would come at you. You have to shoot them.
You were a triangle.
A triangle, yeah.
No,
pinball.
That's not what I'm thinking of. Don't worry.
Or pinball.
Yeah.
Or a game called Flip Out, which is like, I can't remember exactly what it was about, but you had like different coloured tiles that you had to switch them from one to another, and then you have to get all the panels matching the same colour or something. But I remember playing hours and hours and hours of that, and used to be fascinated by my mum being able to play the game quite well. I was very, very young. I'm going to say like 6 years old or something. I was playing it. It might have been younger than that. But yeah, they're nice. My potential ones. I'm not sure what one it is first, but
yeah, it's kind of hard actually thinking about it. I don't remember what mine is.
I think mine. So there was 2, but I don't remember any of one of them.
Okay.
so I can't remember what came first. The
chicken or the egg?
I knew you'd say that. I'm pretty sure it was Tetris on the Game Boy back in the days where Game Boys didn't have backlit screens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that was it.
I don't know if it was because I think that didn't me and you get a Game Boy at the same time?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And I remember the first game us getting being Pokemon Red and Blue.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I remember
No,
the first
no,
time
no. It was Tetris because it wasn't mine. I'm sure it was someone in the families. Someone had a Game Boy with Tetris. I remember it's such a weird memory. I vividly remember walking into someone's house and playing it. It might have been Louise's, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I for some reason I really remember it. And it wasn't my Game Boy. I'm sure that was the first game I played. But the first game I actually properly played was probably Pokemon Red or Blue, whichever one I had. I think I have Red, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first game that I owned was definitely Pokemon, like me personally. Like it was mine and I could play it when I wanted to play it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
you still owe me a few $100,000, by the way.
Let's not go there. I feel terrible about that.
Yeah, so you should. Do you know about this, Kev?
No.
Right.
I really, really wanted it. I'd wanted
I
it
don't.
for so long.
I don't care, Dan. All right. So here we are. We're going to go to the shop. Me and Dan are big old Pokemon fans. Yeah. We both get a packet of Pokemon cards.
This was our first ever packet of cards.
First
by the way.
ever packet of cards. Yeah. And
so excited.
We both got very lucky looking back at it. To be fair, like really lucky. Jesus Christ, so lucky.
Yeah.
So in my first pack, I pull out a shiny Charizard.
This is literally first edition Pokemon as well.
This is one of my earliest memories, okay, and I cannot believe it happened. Dan pulls out, what is it? Is it Arcanine? Is that what it was?
What? Are you mad?
Yeah, it was Arcanine, the evolved one.
Yeah, the evolved Growlithe, yeah. Shiny as well, pretty cool. Dan proceeds to cry non-stop, right, for like, God knows how long, like a few hours, right, a whole day, yeah. Until because I got Charizard. Yeah. And Mum proceeds to force me to trade the Charizard for the Arcanine.
To be fair, their HP values were almost the same.
You're just...
I was an evil older brother. I feel terrible. I'm so sorry.
I don't blame you. I blame your mum, man.
How dare she, right?
To be fair, I got scammed out of that card so hard later on.
Do you know how much that card is worth now?
I traded it for a Gyarados, which is worth nothing.
Traded it in for a fish.
I got completely played at school.
For a fish. Yeah. Yeah, so Dan owes me a few $100,000, just saying.
No, the guy that I traded it with for that bloody Gyarados owes me a few $100,000.
That guy could be rolling in it.
You traded yourself, mate.
It's only...
Yeah, I was forced into this, man. I got robbed, okay?
Yeah, but to be fair, you were so young, you didn't understand the value of that card.
Dan, I remember how upset I was that I was forced to trade that. Okay, I don't think you understand.
Man. Oh man, don't do this to me.
I remember it was in the car outside the house. I remember the house. I remember sitting in the car. I remember Mum saying, "I'll just trade it with him."
She didn't understand the value of that card either, clearly.
I don't think she ever will.
I
could have a house. I could have a house right now. Like I'm saving up for a house.
It's not worth that much, dude. It's worth a few hundred. It's not worth that much.
A few hundred.
A couple of grand, maybe.
No, it's worth loads.
No,
a first edition Charizard.
Couple of grand, I reckon.
I'll look up the value of it.
To be honest with you, that's still a lot of money. Doesn't really matter if it's even if it's £100. It's still a lot of money for a bit of wood, cardboard.
True. Yeah, true.
With a bit of shiny stuff on it. I mean, I could spit on a bit of cardboard and give it to you if you really want. It makes it shiny, just to let you know.
Yeah,
how much do you reckon it's worth? Sorry, Dan.
2.5 if it's pristine. That's a guess.
So roughly. Okay, so the last one that just sold for $55,000.
Oh my god!
And you have a fish.
I don't have that anymore. I traded that too.
Oh wow! What did you trade it for? A freaking hole?
Oh, in fact, no. My car's got stolen. Karma came to get me in the end, Ben. Like you got to remember that much.
Yeah, but Ben's $55,000 down right now because your mum gave in to your crying.
Think about it, Ben. We didn't.
Anyway.
$55,000.
Yeah, but there's no way that car would have stayed in pristine condition. It wasn't even close to pristine by the time I was done with it.
What the hell were you doing with it?
Sleeping with it.
My child. I love you.
I'm sorry about that, Ben.
Anyway, so she goes on to say...
Sorry, my headset fell off.
I was about 17 when I got a computer, and my first game, I think it was called Birdie or Chicken or Duck or something.
All good
basically, basically you had to control a bird, jumping across levels and climbing ladders to collect eggs. I spent hours into the night collecting my eggs. Oh, I would love to be able to find it again just for nostalgia. Anyway, very look forward to listening on Monday. Looking very forward to listening on Monday. I do actually get quite excited with anticipation of the next episode. You're happy, Pickler?
Glad somebody does. Oh, yeah. By the way, to our happy Pickler, I've done some research into this game that you're trying to find.
Oh, yeah.
I think I found it.
Oh my god.
I think the game you're talking about was on the BBC system back in the day, and potentially the Spectrum as well. And I believe it's called Chucky Egg. CHUCKIE Egg. Chucky.
Oh my god. Oh, I'd love to be there to see her reaction to her.
I have found the remade emulated version.
Oh my god.
Sort it out.
I will hook her up with that.
Dope.
By the way, just I don't know why, but we just assume that this person's a woman.
Well, yeah.
Because all we know is a happy Pickler.
We've seen her name. To be fair, we're not saying it out loud, but we've seen.
Oh yeah, we have. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. No, she. Yeah, no, her email. Remember?
Yeah.
But she signs off as Happy Pickler, so that's what we'll call her.
That's her name.
Yeah.
If we ever see her in real life, that's how we'll address her.
Ah, Miss Pickler, how are you?
Miss Pickler. Are you happy today? Always.
You know what's quite funny as well is like the concept of a pickler and pickles. A pickler creates pickles by pickling something. Never mind. Let's move on.
What on earth was that?
Yeah, go on.
No, that's it. You know what I mean.
No, I honestly don't. No idea what you mean.
I mean, she signs off as the pickler, right?
Mm.
And a pickler, I don't know if this is a real thing or not, but by definition, a pickler is somebody that pickles something, right?
Right.
And a pickle is a pickled something, right? So
yes.
Our happy pickler is pickling something to create the pickles that. Can we move on?
We're only
please?
an hour and 10 minutes into this, and you've already gone mental.
Oh man, that is just amazing.
No, let's go. Let's
That is definitely
No.
something interesting about the fact that her name is Happy Pickler. Thank you for that, Ben.
In my head, it makes
So
perfect
much
sense, and I don't know how to say it.
So good, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I'm just in response to the Dan playing the game. The only reason I was upset about it, well, there's two reasons. First of all, it is a very good game, and he didn't give it the time of day. And second of all, it's because I had to get through a game in the deadline just before that, and then we give him an extra 2 weeks, and he still didn't do it. I get the fact that if he doesn't want to play it, he doesn't want to play it. That's absolutely fine. It's just annoying that I had to go through it, and he
Ben,
didn't.
I'm going to come back to you later on, and I'll give you something to make you even happier about what you've just said.
Oh God!
I know what he's going to say as well. I know exactly what's going to happen at the end of this episode, and it's going to drive me nuts. It's going to make me look like a terrible, terrible person.
Oh God! I'm actually a little bit nervous right now.
Also, the game that you were forced to play so reluctantly, you gave 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but I still had to get through it.
You might not have given it if you only played an hour of it like you did.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Touche.
Or 1 to 9 hours, as you like to say.
1 to 9 hours. The amount of time frames that you threw out last week was ridiculous. So listening back to it, I was like, I played it for 5 to 6 hours. Now 7 to 8 hours. Of course, I got the idea. About 2 hours.
I was being intentionally vague because I was embarrassed at how bad it was.
Brilliant.
Was it on the podcast that I saw it on Steam? I can't
I
remember.
don't think so.
Oh yeah, well I actually saw your playtime and it was like 2.7 hours or something. Shocking. So Kevin.
That's me.
So Kevin. You know how we keep posting things on Facebook and
Yes.
we're trying to sort of get some sort of like crowd participation, yeah?
I know.
If people do actually want to show some support and love us and just appreciate the amount of hard work that we do by giving up every single Friday night to just caress their eardrums, Kevin, how do they do it?
So they can do it.
Don't forget to say Twitter.
First surprise is coming now, just to let you know.
Oh God.
If you'd like to send us a message or some feedback, listen now, take notes, and relax. Let us know what you think on Twitter. Our handle is @PraiseThePickle. I can't promise we won't be bitter. Search Praise the Pickle podcast on Facebook for our Facebook page. That's where we have lots of questions and love to engage. Finally, our email address, www... Oh, wait, I should have put that first. PraiseThePicklePodcast.com. Send us the email and we shall say Shalom. This has been a feedback notice presentation by Kevin. I'm going to hand you back to your host, Benjamin.
Oh,
Kevin, did you write a poem?
I thought to myself, I have 2 sections. I need to up my sections because they're so just. There's not that much to it. So
I love how the only word that you can think of that would rhyme with .com is Shalom. Oh my God, you're like one of those street rappers in Sutton that just...
Oh, Kevin, you have to rap it next week, please.
Dan, just mix it, man. Up the BPM by like triple.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
Kevin's a rap god.
I realised as well that in my doing the bit with the email address, I put www.praisethepicklepodcast.com. I realised it's obviously for email addresses you don't have www at the start.
Oh yeah. That was beautiful, man.
That was lovely.
There you go. There's your first surprise.
Cool. Maybe Dan could put in a little bit of effort next week instead. Or maybe he'll put in a bit of effort now. Dan.
Yeah. Welcome to Praise the Pickle News. Yeah, I got some news for you guys.
Oh, Dan, you're quiet now. What happened?
Yeah, what's happening?
Oh, I don't know. What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it just went quiet. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
He's really far away, that's why.
I ran away when I heard the news jingle. Yeah, I got a few little bits of news for yous. Let's start off with the one that I didn't know anything about.
Alright, yeah, let's leave the rapping to Kevin, yeah?
Oh, I didn't even realise I'd done that. Right. First little piece of news for Sony fans in particular, I guess.
Yeah.
Is confirmation of Horizon Zero Dawn. Did you guys play the first one?
I played about half an hour of it. Does that count?
Oh, I guess. No, not really.
Yeah, I didn't play any.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It was really good.
It was. It's a shame. It's not a shame that it was good. I mean, it's a shame. God, I'm tired today. Anyway, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is coming. It's been confirmed by Guerrilla themselves through a job listing where they literally said, within Guerrilla, we have 4 teams dedicated to creating the stunning environments of Horizon. One team focuses on the creation of lush and stunning vegetation, and this is basically part of a job advert saying, We need more people to make trees, bushes, flowers, grass.
That's a bit of a weird job posting, isn't it?
Not really. They want like specialists in.
I know,
areas.
but could you imagine your job literally just being a vegetation maker in games? It's
You
just
hear
so
about it quite a lot.
specific. It's
You see
mad.
people online saying like, "I literally skin the wooden stuff."
I just find it
This
bonkers,
game.
man.
And
Imagine running around this game being like, I put that plot there.
that would be quite cool, though, wouldn't it?
It would be, actually, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, no one else can say they put a plant in the game before, have they?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're running past all these like Diplodocus, massive robot dinosaur things, and all these amazing set pieces, and then you just run past a little bush and go, "I made that." It just doesn't seem
Think
to
about
have
how
the
many
same-
people have seen your creation.
Yeah, but no one's going to notice it.
What if you put your name on it?
Ah, yes.
Look at the trees from a certain angle, and they cast the silhouette of your name in the sky.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, cool stuff. I think trees and vegetation is crazy important to these open world games.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just
how
find it weird
realistic
that that's someone's specific job.
It's not that weird. Like if you CD Projekt, they were talking about how they did the Witcher 3 environments, and some of the people's jobs was to literally fly around the map before anything was in it and just place barrels. Oh, a barrel there and a barrel there. And maybe one day they'd get given bucket duty and they'd be like, all right, I could put a bucket on that barrel, and then we'll put a barrel of fish over here because it's by the coast, and a barrel
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, I mean, these games take a lot of people. I think it's pretty.
I suppose, yeah.
Anyway, on to some more interesting news, because Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is coming. What should we go on to next? I've got a massive list of 4 items here.
Let's go on to the next one.
The next one, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good
All
start.
right, cool. So, it looks like Valve are potentially working on a game streaming service.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, obviously, with Stadia coming out, next week or something? Maybe the week after. It's an interesting time because all the other companies are starting to respond. And this came out in the way of some amendments to contracts with third-party websites. And the amendments literally said stuff like, you must agree to the terms in the Steam Cloud Gaming Amendment. And then another one that said, thank you for signing the latest Steam Cloud Gaming Amendment. Now, they don't have any service called Steam Cloud Gaming, and it's certainly not referring to Cloud Save, which is a completely different service altogether.
Yeah.
So there's definitely talking about something that is new, and obviously it sounds like a game streaming service. So, yeah, be interesting to see what they do with it. They've got a bigger library of games than anybody else.
I mean, what I would be excited for is something like Game Pass, but on Steam.
Yeah, but that's not really what this is about. This is about
No, I know,
streaming
yeah.
tech. I agree. I would love something like that,
But,
but I don't know. I think the library's too big to just suddenly implement something like that.
yeah, that's the issue in itself, isn't it? They've just got so much crap on that.
Yeah, they can't just give all the games away for free. It will cost a fortune.
No, it's more the fact that their library already isn't curated. So what would they do? Just make it open to anyone who wants to be on it, or would they have to curate it? You know.
It would have to be curated, I think. Like it would be like a humble bundle type thing. Like the games this month are this, and this. Like
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
Steam, PlayStation.
that's
Plus,
pretty exciting, though.
Xbox Gold.
I'm looking forward to see the streaming wars. Obviously, everyone talks about console wars, but it's been done enough times. Console wars has always been a thing, and now streaming wars is the next thing, man. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Streaming has always, game streaming has always been the future.
Yeah. I'm curious as to whether the general public are ready for it yet. That's my.
The public are ready for it, I think.
I don't know if they are.
I think if you could prove people's preconceptions wrong in terms of it's going to be unreliable and unstable, I think as soon as you showed somebody a product that was smooth and responsive and had good frame rates and significantly better graphics fidelity than anything they've ever seen before, they would immediately look past the whole idea of having to own a game. Like, this idea of having games on your shelf in boxes that people have been so obsessed about keeping for so long, I think that's just going to disappear soon. I think people are going to give up fighting that battle and just be like, you know what? If I can't own the game, but it means I can play a hyper-realism virtual reality experience where I can interact with any object, pick it up and whatnot, which is completely impossible with a machine that sits in my living room, then screw it. I don't care about owning games anymore. I want to play the best games that people can
I think someone mentioned it on I think the Computer Game Show had feedback in the last episode or something.
Lucky for some.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, yeah. But it basically was saying, I think a lot of people are missing the point of Stadia, and I was like, nah, thinking in my head, like, oh, here we go, Stadia fanboy coming in. But his point made a lot of sense. Like, obviously everyone wanted it to be a subscription service, right? That's what the general consensus was like, wait, what? It's not like a Game Pass sort of thing. But I think this guy, and now I agree, thinks that its selling point is the fact that you can play something in super duper res, without having to do mad upgrades. Like, for example, Kevin, if you wanted to play Cyberpunk, on your computer, say you didn't have an Xbox and you wanted to play Cyberpunk, and it's a game you've been excited for such a long time, and you want to play it in max resolution, right? So you want to play Cyberpunk on your old computer, yeah? What would you do? Would you buy it buy it on your Steam and play it in low resolution, or would you buy it on Stadia, stream it if the streaming worked, obviously, and play it at max resolution? Like, of course, you're going to opt for the better one.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, so I think it's almost as if the target audience has actually been misconstrued a bit, where people are sort of saying, oh, the console players won't like it. It's like, yeah, but what about all the PC players? Like, it's actually quite an enticing idea, not having to upgrade my PC again.
Yeah, and this is a far more interesting conversation, I think, than everyone always talking about the limitations of the technology right now and input lag and how internet isn't good enough for it yet. Yeah, we know that, but until we build services and platforms that require this super high-end data transfer rates and latency and things, then there's going to be no reason for these companies to build them. And the gaming industry is so big that I think we should be focusing more optimistically on what the potential of this technology is. Like, think about all the different facets of this. You've got 4G now turning into 5G, which is some crazy amount faster, like 100 times faster. Yes, there's some latency things to work out, but they're getting there, and it's getting there really, really quickly. That obviously means wireless internet that has insane speeds. That's one facet of it. You've got virtual reality headsets, which are going wireless, which are becoming more and more...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, you've got the
Oculus
Quest
Go.
Yeah, Oculus Go, and you've got the Quest, and Facebook are doing loads of stuff with it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Facebook are doing loads of stuff with Oculus. And also you've got like Daydream on the Google devices. Like, that's another element of it. And you could make some crazy, crazy high-end headsets with massive fields of view and depth perception type things and eye tracking and all of that, and super resolutions in them. Like, so much so that it would look like you were looking through a window, like you wouldn't see a screen there in front of you. But we don't have the hardware to run it. But if you can scale these things up in a data center and have these crazy, powerful gaming rigs and have games built specifically for these massive data center graphics processors, and then use the 5G to stream to these headsets,
I think that
it changes everything.
That's the key word that you're saying there is 5G. That's going to be the turning point for streaming, in my opinion.
I don't know if it will be specifically because 5G has such high latency. But if they can find a way to work out the latency bugs, it might be even 6G or something. But if they can get it down to really low latency, yes, that is 100% the key. And I think it feels like all of these different areas of technology, processors getting smaller, data centers scaling up because of that, and all these next generation consoles and things coming out. I think streaming is definitely the future. And we're going to keep hitting these bottlenecks where we can't progress any further until we work out this technology kink. But we always seem to overcome them, and at some point we're just going to have mind-blowing games.
Yeah, like
absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, that I agree, but that still implies that Stadia is going to flop because it might not be coming out at the right time in this country anyway.
But it needs to happen eventually. And I think what you said earlier on about trying to convince the consumers that this is the way that we should be doing things in the future is going to be the hardest bit. Because, again, it's game ownership, it's, all these technology issues and things dropping out and the reliability side of it and, wanting to have something in your room. That's a paradigm that needs to be shifted away from. And that's going to be a really hard thing to do because we're so used to computing working in this way that we know now. And cloud computing is only just starting to seep into the consciousness. And I think, that's going to be the hardest thing. But I think it's important that somebody is taking the risk and somebody that can do it the best way that it can be done right now. I think Google is the only company really that can do that.
Yeah.
And it needs to happen eventually.
Google and Tesla, man. Those boys are running this world.
Yeah.
They're just doing random shit just to try and progress the world. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on. Next news story.
Sorry. Yeah, I love that one. What should we go on to? I've got
the
two
next
more.
one.
I've got two more.
Old joke.
It's all right. It's not as good as your joke on stage last week, Kevin.
Yeah. It's all right. We'll set him up for another one soon.
You guys, man.
We love you, really, Kevin. Sorry. All right. Let's talk about the FaZe guy.
My boy.
The FaZe guy.
I've never heard of him.
FaZe Jarvis or Jarvis Katri or Katri. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. So he's been doing Fortnite YouTube videos for time now, a long time, and he's also part of the esports team, FaZe, potentially one of the most well-known teams in the world, if not the most famous. He's been banned from Fortnite for good, permanently.
Bye.
Which is mad in itself for anything really. But the reason he was banned is cheating. Like, he was hacking. He was quite blatantly using aimbots and wall hacks and things. And he made a video about it on his pretty popular channel with, I think he's got like 2 million Twitter followers, and shared it out to all of them. And this one's interesting because obviously Epic have just put the hammer down and said, nope, we don't tolerate any kind of cheating whatsoever.
Wait. He put a video about him cheating.
Yeah.
And that's how he got banned.
It was a silly move. He wasn't trying to hide it or anything. He was like, I've downloaded this cheat program. I'm going to show you guys how it works. But it's throughout the video, he's saying, look, there are consequences to doing this. This isn't my main account. I've made an account to show you this, so this will probably get banned. And also, don't any of you ever do this. This is a really stupid thing to do. So it was kind of like, it was a silly video, but in a way, I think you could probably see it as an educational video because,
let's just show, because Epic will love that, It's like,
just show people how to cheat.
Let's just show, his 2 million viewers how to cheat in a game.
No. That's the thing. That's the thing, Ben. He didn't show anybody how to do it. He didn't show any links. He didn't show where he got the software from. He's just making a point of, look, people cheat in all competitive shooting games, right? There's no game that's ever managed to eradicate cheaters entirely, to my knowledge. And he's saying, look, all these people talking about aimbots and wall hacks and everything like that, I mean, you guys probably have, but I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that have heard the term aimbot and heard the term wall hack and heard the term no clip and all these hacking, cheating terms, but have never actually seen one in motion. Like, they don't know what it looks like or how it functions. And yeah, it was a stupid idea to make this video, but he didn't share any information that anybody could use. He was just saying, look, this is a video of what it would look like if somebody on Fortnite was hacking. So that's the thing. He wasn't divulging any kind of information or any way for people to do it themselves. At most, he was potentially encouraging some people inadvertently, saying, look how fun this looks to hack and automatically nail headshots. It might have encouraged more people to go looking for cheats. But he did say throughout the video, look, don't cheat. It's a stupid thing to do. You will get banned. And it's stupid and rude and disrespectful and
what I do
all
with
that kind of stuff.
I just don't get it.
I don't know, man. I don't think he's really talked about his motives behind it that much. He did do a YouTube apology video. I haven't watched it myself, but supposedly he breaks down in an absolute state in the middle of the video.
I mean, I could imagine it being, considering you're competing on this game that can earn you billions of pounds and all these followers, and now you've lost. I mean, he does still have the factor that he has all these followers, and he can probably still make a buttload of money. But I can imagine it being a bit like someone's taking a whole part of your life away.
This guy's 17 years old. Like,
wait, what?
He's 17, but
get over it, mate.
You got to remember,
the old sympathetic.
He's doing it right. He's obviously making some money out of this. I think billions, Kevin, is a bit much. I don't think he's making billions, but he's.
I don't mean him. I mean like the game makes.
Oh yeah, the game makes billions and billions and billions.
What, do you think billions?
But what did he say? Hey, here you go. I just wish I could have known how badly I was messing up, because I never would have thought of making these kind of videos if I'd known that this could have actually happened. He's broken because basically his entire career has been utterly and completely destroyed because of one video. Now, Ninja has turned around and commented on this publicly and basically said, look, I think it's really fucked up that he got banned for making a video that didn't really do anything. It was stupid and it was wrong, but it wasn't malicious in any way. The fact that he was banned is, if it was just a nobody that didn't have a following and wasn't making money and this wasn't a career for them, that would be a different thing. If it was a nobody with no followers whatsoever, ban those people, nobody cares. But to take somebody who's literally got an entire follower base of millions of people and literally makes all of their money from this one platform, and to cut them off from it completely because you don't agree with something that they've done, it's, I don't know, I think it's different. You can't just ban a streamer like that. It doesn't set a very good precedent, you know?
I disagree. I think that's the complete opposite of how it is. This guy has 2 million followers and he's saying, alright, guys, this is what cheats are like. Oh, you shouldn't do it, okay, but I mean, I haven't watched the video, but I imagine he doesn't sit there and go, this is disgusting. This is an absolute outrage. I can't believe people do this. No, he's probably sitting there having fun with it, you know? And it's like he's, whether you want to call it inadvertently or not, obviously he's a bit of an idiot for doing it, fine, yeah.
Yeah, but he's just making content. He's not
I know he's making content, but you can't say that Epic should, they should just ban all the tiny people that no one cares about and not ban the big guy because it doesn't set a good precedent. I think it's the opposite. I think it does set a good precedent. If you know, they're willing to ban the big streamers because they're doing this stuff, then that sets a good example for everyone else saying we do not tolerate cheating. Why are they going to give this guy a pass just because he makes money out of the game?
People that download hacks and use them to be malicious or to level up fast or to cheat the system, to actually cheat, people that actually get them for their purpose and use them for their purpose, don't give a shit about how strict Epic are against hackers. They know from the get-go that they've got a no-tolerance policy. So to hear that some big streamer has had his life utterly and completely ruined, they don't give a shit, because they're like, well, if I get banned, I've wasted 20 quid on a hacking website.
He hasn't had his life completely ruined.
No, he hasn't.
$11.7 million mansion in LA or something.
But his income has still been stopped pretty much completely.
But like Kevin said, he has 2 million followers. Move on to something else. You lose your job, you move on to something else. You can't just sit there and moan about it.
Expect somebody to pick up a completely new thing. Like, his followers might be in it for the Fortnite. They want to see a Fortnite streamer, and suddenly he moves on to World of Warcraft, and nobody cares anymore.
Why would he go on to something else when he already has a fan base that will make him a lot of money?
Yeah,
I'm sure it's a nice added bonus. But do you know the amount of competitive people nowadays that stop competition to stream because streaming actually makes you maybe not in Fortnite. I'm sure Fortnite probably makes you more money competing than streaming does, but
I don't know.
I mean, have you seen the amount of millions that they make from winning competitions?
Yeah, but that's in one event. Have you seen how much money these big Fortnite streamers make every day? Like, it's insane.
Well, the thing is, they could have just banned his account. They could have said, look, we know who you are. You're stupid. We're banning your account. You've lost all your progress. You've lost all your skins. You've lost everything else. Start again. Like, don't do that. That's stupid. They could have done that, and that would have been harsh. And they could have even said, look...
That's not harsh. That's nothing. You've got
but for me,
a ton of money.
He cheated for an hour and messed with a few people. Yeah, it's annoying when somebody ruins your game and kicks you out of a battle royale, but he cheated for like a couple of games and then stopped and then went back to playing seriously. Like, they...
Also, he's 17, man. Give him a break.
He's a 17-year-old kid. He was just making a silly video. Like, I think to say that Epic are perfectly within their right to completely destroy his entire everything that he's built through that game, and it's not just an account ban. It's this guy is never allowed to play Fortnite.
Honestly,
again.
I have no sympathy for this at all.
Listen, they've literally said you are never allowed to play this game ever again. Can you imagine if like you were?
Oh, I didn't.
He's not allowed to play. He as a person is banned from playing Fortnite ever, as if like it's some sort of criminal sentence.
All right, so why is it okay for Riot to ban Tyler 1 as a person?
Well, what did Tyler 1 do?
They haven't banned him as a person. He still plays the game.
I know he does now, but they banned him for ages as a person.
Yeah.
Every account he made got banned instantly. It's so funny.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, but that, again, that's A, it's a temporary thing, and B, what did Tyler do? I don't know the context.
I'm sure he got reported about a million times for griefing and then running it down mid. I think it became a thing.
That's his famous thing, running it down mid.
Yeah, that he just literally basically just make it so that his team would lose.
Okay. So, I mean, I think it's okay to get banned from a game or have your account banned or whatever, but to have a lifetime permanent IP ban so you can never play it ever again, that's insane, I'm sorry. That's not a fair thing to do, especially when somebody's making money out of it. If you're making like £100 a month or enough money to pay your electricity bill and they came along and did that to you, you'd be pissed, first of all. And secondly, it's kind of ethically wrong to just take away somebody's money for some kind of little silly thing.
You're not taking away his money. If you outright say, if you cheat, you will get banned. They have said that from the get-go. I heard this years ago that they said this. Yeah. No, so what's the issue? They're just holding up to their promise. That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all that's happened. They literally said, if you cheat, you will get banned. He cheats, then he gets banned. That is it. That is the entire story. There's no. But it's his livelihood. Who cares? It's just if you cheat, you get banned. So that's his fault.
This poor guy has literally had.
I don't care. I have no sympathy for this guy living in LA in an $11.7 million mansion.
Obviously,
he made 35k out of his sorry video. 35k. You think I give a shit about him? I don't care at all.
Dan,
just keep.
Yes, Kevin.
Do you think it's fair? So they've put out this thing saying if you cheat, you're going to get banned.
Yeah.
If someone cheats, they get banned. Why is it any different because he's a streamer and someone who makes money out of the game, that if he cheats, he wouldn't get banned?
Well, for a start, it's stupid because he brings traffic to the game and helps. Yeah,
but that's their choice as a business decision. That's completely up to them.
I know. Fine. But anyway, A, it's stupid. B, I just think it's too much for anybody to be banned for life from playing the game ever again. If somebody's that serious...
But they're told. Everyone's warned. Everyone's technically warned.
Yeah, but he probably didn't realise... He probably didn't realise that the consequences would be that dire and that they take it that seriously. Like, he probably thought, okay, the worst thing that's going to happen this time is my account's going to get banned. Like, the account that I'm playing on. The absolute worst case that's going to happen is my main account will be banned and I'll be IP banned for a few months or something. I don't think he ever would have done something like that if he'd known how severe the consequences would have been. So without any warning to go ahead and do that, it's had too much of an impact on a person's life.
Okay, so all right, work have never outright told me that if I just start injecting heroin at work.
No, but you can't use that example.
No, I can use that example. They've never outright told me that. So all I'm going to expect is maybe a warning, perhaps, just like a little...
They take your pencil away.
Yeah, a little slap on the wrist, maybe
Take your heroin away.
Yeah, take my heroin away, confiscate it, put it in the teacher's top drawer sort of thing.
Do it themselves.
And then I do it, and they fire me.
Wait,
and
what?
They can't do that. I can never work there again. But
if you make a sorry video, you might make that.
I know, but they didn't even tell me that I'm not allowed to inject heroin. But the difference in this case is they did actually tell him this, and he still went and done it. It's just I have zero sympathy at all.
Well, how about this?
Nada.
You know if you speed and you get caught speeding, you're going to get a ticket. You're going to get punished for it, right? And depending on how fast you go and whatnot, the punishment can vary. You might get a small fine, or you might get points and whatnot. So one day you decide to speed, right? And you're like, fuck it, there's no cars on the road. I'm just going to go 100 miles an hour and have some fun for a while, wind the window down, blare some music, go 100 miles an hour. I think most people have probably at least thought about doing that at some point, right? They sped down a motorway. I don't think anybody's stayed within
I
the
have
limit
never
the whole
sped
time.
in my entire life. Thank you
I don't
very
drive,
much.
so I can't even trip myself up here. So, yeah, but imagine you do that. You get caught by a speed trap or whatever, and the police officer comes over, takes the keys to your car, drives off, and leaves you on the side of the motorway. That's it. Like, you get completely taken away. Your license gets cut in half.
But that's not part of your rules, though.
Yeah, they can't do that.
That's not in the rules.
What I'm saying is the punishment is far too severe for the crime.
No, okay.
Your example was...
If I get a speeding ticket, I can't be outraged about it because they have already told me that if I speed, I will get a speeding ticket.
Everyone knows that when they get it.
Exactly. That's the comparison, Dan. It's not anything about leaving me on the side of the road. He is an idiot for doing this. Okay,
yes,
fine.
I know.
I feel
Obviously.
bad for him in a way, yes, because people are naive and they do stupid things. Yes, I feel bad for him in that sense that he was that much of an idiot to do it, and it's cost him this much. But you cannot say that Epic were too harsh. They weren't. They have the rules and they enforce them. That's it.
A 3-month ban would have been enough because after 3 months, if somebody's just cheating and they're hacking for the sake of hacking and cheating the system, they're probably not going to come back. They're going to be like, I got banned from that game.
Okay, so when they ban him for 3 months, that means every other person that hacks, they need to ban them for 3 months as well.
Fine.
Ooh.
Check.
Oh, he doesn't
Mate.
like that. He does not like that. Silencing the Daniel Lip.
I'm just saying, because he takes the game seriously and he has a whole community built around this one game that he plays on a professional level, on the stage, at tournaments and whatnot, he's likely to come back. He's likely to be like, oh, that's annoying, I can't
God,
play
he's a
Fortnite for
proper
3 months.
capitalist,
Probably
isn't
means-
he?
They're definitely going to
Probably means I can't practice for tournaments. Probably means I can't join FaZe Clan at the tournament next month or whatever. But in 3 months' time, at least I can come back and have another go and learn from my mistakes. Like, we don't send people to prison forever most of the time.
Okay.
I feel like my
let's just get
analogies are a bit better here.
Well,
let's
no,
get a
listen,
few things
what's
right.
the purpose of prison? What's the purpose of incarceration?
Teach them a lesson.
Yeah, but if you don't give them a chance to learn from that lesson and to come back and try again, then what's the point? Obviously, if you've got somebody that's a mass murderer, then you leave them in prison. You don't let them out because they're a harm to society.
Yeah, but from Epic's
But you
point
can't
of view,
say
the
this guy's a
damage is
harm
done.
to society.
No, the damage is done because he has Epic. They want their game to be a fair community, right? And he has just showed everyone what hacking is like. Of those 2 million people that might have watched that video, I don't know, maybe 0.1% think, well, that looks jokes. I'm going to do that. And suddenly, that's whatever 0.1% of 2 million is. More people
And then those
hacking
people
on
might
their
get
game.
banned as well, and then they could be really upset with this guy just because you've shown them what it's like.
It's just you have to
know-
have the same rules across the board. You
know-
can't just be like, oh, the people that benefit off our game need to have better treatment. No, it does not work like that at all.
Ben,
Hello,
can I say something?
Yeah.
In this society, it doesn't really work like that nowadays. The amount of famous people that have done tax fraud, that have done dodging of things,
which is why I just said
and-
that Dan is just like a capitalist. The rich people should be fine.
and this guy, be honest with you, the amount of uproar and this stuff that this has caused, and the fact that even like Ninja and stuff is getting involved, his band will probably get uplifted at the end of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
know.
Which isn't fair if they do that, because I mean everyone else's band should get uplifted then if that's the case.
Dude,
But
I've been banned from tons of games, but I've always been able to go back. Like, it's just
Yeah, but
insane.
if you hack on a game where they outright say you will never be able to play our game again, and we have a zero tolerance, and they're not
Then
just
they'll be lying
abusing
if
that
they
word.
don't.
They're saying zero tolerance. They're not saying,
What
"Oh,
they're
we'll
saying,
give
Ben?
you a slap on the wrist." Zero, literally zero. You know, if you make your hand into like a little donut shape, that is how many tolerances they give. All right,
tastes nice.
zero. All right, and you can't say that they have. You know, they can't. It's almost like their motto. The amount of times I heard it, zero tolerance, and then You can't do that and then say 3-month ban, because that's not zero tolerance. That's like 50% tolerance, because they're just going to come back and do it again.
I think the key thing here is
everything I
firmly believe if he had known how severe the punishment would be, he never would have done it in the first place.
Okay,
that's the key thing.
I firmly believe that if your whole livelihood relies on a game, you should probably read up the terms and conditions of that game. That's a fair point, isn't it?
Yeah, fair point.
You can't live on that fragile line.
Let's use. I have a real life example. Yeah, GDPR sending emails and information about clients and people's wages and stuff that I have to deal with every single day. If I do that and I get found out and I get banned, I can't be upset because GDPR is part of my job.
That's the rules, exactly.
It's part of the rules.
Yeah.
I only know about that because I was told about it and I didn't read about it myself personally. But
and that's why Kevin's an idiot. See.
And that's why I don't have a job anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on from this. But I mean, if anyone has any thoughts on the topic, it would be interesting to hear it. Yeah, not that anyone ever sent us any feedback. But
it's just gonna keep saying that.
Just gonna keep begging until someone will send something eventually.
Hey, about the happy Piccolo, should probably.
Yeah. We've got the happy Pickle. We have the
love
one.
You.
She might as well just join the podcast at this point. Like,
yeah,
she might as well. Like, she's basically one of us.
Yeah, but anyway. If she joins us. We don't have any feedback.
Very true. Anyway, go on, Dan. Hit us up with your next one, the last one.
The last one. I love this one. This made my day. New Chinese law.
Woo!
So. We all love China right now.
I heard about this.
China are our best friends right now with the gaming community.
Yeah.
So, now I'll preamble this by saying I'm always skeptical when I read about new laws and policy, like public policy in China, because I feel like things get twisted and wrong. We get it wrong sometimes with social credit systems and stuff like that. But anyway. New Chinese law went into place on Tuesday, has placed extreme limits, supposedly, on the nation's youth. So anybody under the age of 18 is now restricted from playing video games for longer than 90 minutes a day, or between the hours of 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. So this is just during the week. So that's 90 minutes every day you're allowed, and you can't play at all at night time, essentially. So apparently they're doing this to address issues like video game addiction, poor eyesight, poor academic performance, that kind of thing. The curfew applies 7 days a week. The 90-minute time limit applies Monday through Friday. And on weekends, kids will be allowed up to 3 hours a day. So,
lucky them.
The other thing is they will also have to sign up for online gaming accounts using their real names and ID. So they won't be able to just make 3 or 4 accounts like we
That's
have.
A bit weird, isn't it?
Well, China have, we know China have always been like that. They just like to track what everybody's doing and, link it all back. The other thing that is interesting, really interesting, in fact, this is the one that surprised me the most, was that clicking noise?
Sorry.
Besides that, they are also putting a hard limit on how much money per month people can spend in-game purchases.
Ooh, yeah. Monzo.
Yeah, I forgot. Wow, that's a throwback.
Episode 1.
So.
Sorry, I just clicked. Sorry.
Yeah. The gambling prevention.
Sorry.
So the limit scales from $28 to $57 a month, depending on how old they are. So as you get older, you're allowed more allowance to spend on games. And it seems to have just come out of nowhere. So
China's revolutionary gaming is probably going to hit rock bottom, and everyone's going to move from China.
Yes, Kevin, that's exactly what will happen. 2 billion people will get on a boat and leave.
Just one boat. A dinghy. A rubber dinghy.
Has anyone seen the film Storks?
No.
Alright.
I've seen Ice Age.
I've seen Ice Age. I love that movie.
Well, there's a bit in Ice
No,
Age.
no, we're not talking about Ice.
When they're all piled on top of each other. Like the dodos are all piled on top of each other and they're walking around. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh yeah, the last melon and all that.
Yeah, that bit. Yeah. That's what I was imagining them on top of all on top of a dinghy, 2 million people. They'll probably reach space, wouldn't they? 2 billion.
Anyway, that is interesting. I'm kind of on board with it though.
No, what? Oh my god, Ben, we're gonna fight so much this episode. This is nuts.
What's wrong with it?
How could you be on board with a government censoring how much you're allowed to play video games?
Could you play video games for an hour and a half a day and that's it?
Imagine that.
Pretty
Imagine
much,
you've got
anyway.
like Outer Worlds to play, or you've got like Divinity to play, and it's a 100-hour game, and you can only play it for 1 hour a day.
It's fine, Dan. You can just play it for one day and then that'll be it. You're done.
He's completely wrecked you there, man.
Very nice. Yeah.
Good job, Kev. High five.
Imagine being in the middle of a... Oh yeah, sorry.
I heard that.
Being in the middle of a game of like Overwatch or something. It's like I'm about to reach like master tier, and then just bang, it's off. You're done, mate. Your credits are over.
How can you be on board with that?
I'm trying to look at society as a whole, okay, and I just think that lots of kids get addicted to games, and they don't need to play it for more than an hour and a half a day, do they? Really?
Blame the parents. Don't go
back
to the
there
government.
again.
No, the government are taking shit into their own hands, man. I like a guy with
That's so wrong. You're so wrong about this.
I don't know if I'm wrong. You must be kind of understanding as to why they're doing it.
The bit that I agree with, which is censorship in a way, kind of, is the in-game purchase digital transaction thing.
The time limit thing, yeah.
No, not the time limit thing. I completely disagree with that.
But as someone that played thousands of hours of Decaron, of course you're going to. But I think...
Yeah, and I had a great time, and I made a friend or two. And
yeah, but you can make friends in an hour and a half. You don't need to play thousands of hours.
It's just... I feel like this is... It's so... I mean, obviously, everything policy-driven that a government does generally has some kind of agenda behind it. But this one is just nuts. Like, to police what people do in their free time. To say, like, you can only watch one film a week because you should be spending the rest of the time studying. Or you should only be able to scroll Facebook for 2 hours a week because we think you should be doing something else. That's thought policing. You can't dictate how people spend their time. I know it's kids we're talking about for the most part. It's people under 18. But why should the government have to step in and put a ban on stuff like that? Like,
well, I guess I don't know.
It should encourage parents to do that, and it should instill the sense that it can be... it can have negative consequences to play games that much and try and instill that in the culture. But to forcefully ban people and to forcefully stop them and to make it illegal, bearing in mind that it's probably the parents that would get done if a child worked out how to bypass this system in some way. It would be the parents' fault. Imagine your mum goes to jail because you spent 2 hours in World of Warcraft that day instead of an hour and a half. Like,
yeah, but there is a massive
insane.
issue in China with gaming addiction. So
Yeah,
maybe
we
it's got
always
to
hear
that point
about
where
that.
they need to do this.
But we always hear these stories about, China's got crazy addiction problems and China's this and China's that. It's all propaganda, man. There's gaming addiction all over the world, and there are people that take it too far in every corner of the planet. Like, China's got a bigger population than pretty much everywhere else. In fact, than anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, of course, you're going to hear about people getting more addicted to games. You've got tons and tons of people squashed into a little island that's quite economically and technology driven. Of course, they're going to play games a lot, and of course, they're going to get hooked. It doesn't make sense to be like, oh, some people have a problem, so let's just ban it for everybody. I completely disagree with that in principle from the get-go with anything. I just don't think the government should be stepping in and saying you can't have this thing because some other people had a problem. You can't ban alcohol because there are some alcoholics, you know?
Well, they do that in loads of places. Well, not alcohol, but they ban drugs all over the place. So,
yeah, let's not get into that topic because I disagree with that as well. But let's use alcohol because most people stand on a certain side of the fence with alcohol. You can't make alcohol illegal. That would be silly. Right?
Would it?
It depends how you look at it. It would probably be good for the health of the nation. It would probably be good to, in the long run, for medical bills and things like that, to ban something. But to police what something does in their own time and to police what somebody puts into their own body and into their own mind, no, sorry, I can't get on with that at all. I think it's fundamentally wrong and against human nature to have somebody telling you what you do.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I can understand the reasoning, is what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
I guess they're doing it just to combat one of the biggest things that's increasing in this world. So, I mean,
it's the wrong way to combat it.
I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a. It's a very harsh put onto it. I mean, like 3 hours a day, in my opinion, would probably be enough to suffice a lot of people.
It's not about how long it is. It could be 6 hours a day. It could be 8 hours a day. It would make no difference. It doesn't matter that it's an hour and a half and that's the number that they've gone with. It's just the fact that they're putting a restriction in place in the first place. That's the bit that's wrong.
But how else would you combat it?
Education. You teach people about the risks of playing video games too much.
And people are going to read this and watch this where when they're playing video games?
Well, you would form a society that doesn't rely on video games as much as they do.
Yeah, but
there's a reason that people are escaping in the first place, and that's because obviously the world around them, their own bubble in the universe is flawed, and they're trying to get away from it.
Yeah, but this isn't a game of Civ. We're already at the point where this civilization exists. You can't just say you just form a society where that happens. It's not as simple as, like, for example, sexual health in this country is terrible because sexual education is terrible in this country, and it's not a simple matter of just being like, we just need to just teach them from the get-go, because like, well, no, you can't,
example.
because we already have the issue is already there, and you know the adults are the ones that don't know about it. Yes, we can start tackling kids, granted, yeah, but you can't just say, oh, we just need to put that in place. We just need to change the core fundamentals of the country. It just doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
It does, though. Like, listen.
Does it?
What did opioid abuse go down when they banned opioids and put restrictions in place? No. Do you get less drug addicts because you ban drugs? No. If people want to do something that's been restricted by their government, they'll find a way to do it.
Guns are banned in England. Not more people don't use guns.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Because it's very hard it's very hard to access weapons in this country. That's true. But you still
we don't know how hard
shootings.
it will be to access games in China.
That's also true.
I feel like we're tilting down like beyond recovery.
Prohibition doesn't work. We know that for a fact. We've proven it. And we have countries that are moving away from the prohibition system and moving more towards an education and recovery system. Yes, it takes more time, but it does have longer lasting, more beneficial effects for society. You can't just put a restriction in place and expect the problem to go away. It's just stupid. It's an archaic way of thinking about the problem. Sorry, but
by the way, I am with you on this, Dan. Just to let you know,
thanks.
I'm just arguing with it just to
devil's advocate.
Just creating content, okay.
I'm just ranting. I don't even know what I'm saying now. I'm just like,
I completely understand what you're saying, but if something has become that much of an issue, eventually you need to do a hardball tactic.
Let's just ban everything that's fun. Like...
balloons, get rid of them, pop them all.
Balloons are now outlawed. No more balloons.
As soon as anyone sees a balloon, it's just like there's like the balloon police onto it. Get your pins out, lads.
Nail guns.
Jesus.
I've lost my train of thought a little bit, to be honest. I know what you're saying. I agree with half of what you're saying, but like I said, eventually you need to go hardball on these things. You can't just expect things, education to teach kids, because it doesn't happen. For example, in this country, every kid has sexual education, but how many of those kids still end up with STDs and pregnant by the age of 14? Lots of them.
Far less than would if they didn't have the education.
I don't see how it's relevant to games.
I'm just saying you can reduce the number of addicts by educating people in the correct
Yes,
way.
but studies have shown from loads of countries, not just Chinese studies, other countries. I'm pretty sure London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine did a study on it as well about gaming addiction going up in China at quite drastic rates. So
look at the root cause. Don't just ban
the root cause
the
is
thing
games.
that people are flocking to. No, games aren't the cause of the addiction. Addiction comes from a much deeper place than that. You can't say that the thing that people are addicted to is what's causing the addiction. The same as you can't say people that are addicted to heroin are purely addicted on a chemical basis to the heroin. They go to the heroin for a different reason in the first place. Find out what that reason is, tackle that, not the thing that they're flocking to.
Okay, well they go to heroin for the feeling of having the heroin, right?
Yeah, but there's a reason that they're looking for that feeling, is what I'm saying. It goes deeper than that.
Okay, so the alternative would be to take all the fun out of games.
No, but the thing is, I think we're going to go around in circles here.
Yeah,
I agree. I understand why they're doing it. That's my final point on it.
Fair enough. I completely agree with the limitation on gambling spends.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree on that. Yeah. I think I would be I'd be 90. I'm about 60% on board now, but I'd be like 90% on board if it wasn't a time limit restriction, but it was a time restriction, as in like not playing after 11 to 5 a.m. or something.
So you believe that people should be curfewed?
In terms of if it's affecting the gaming, the youth that much in China, yeah.
Okay.
Am I going to get killed now? What's
No, it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Alright, okay. You just said it with so much angst in your voice. I was like, oh shit.
I struggle with the idea of prohibition in so many fundamental ways that it's difficult for me to find a place for it that works and that I agree with. It's a tricky one for me.
Yeah. I think there is a point where it can work at a stage where things get completely out of control, where that's when it needs to happen, sort of thing.
Yeah. But prisoners shouldn't be allowed knives.
Yes, like guns in America, for example. You know, there's a whole argument now where they're like, why are you still selling automatic rifles to people? There's that argument.
We have American listeners too.
That's fine. No, I'm just saying that I didn't say it's my argument. I said there is a argument for it. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's that the reason for that argument is because it's becoming out of control. That's where people start considering bans, and I guess that's where China are. Anyway, is that the end of the news, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we couldn't agree on anything, but yeah, sure.
No, it's fine. Talking points.
Yeah.
So, great. So should we just jump straight into what we've been playing? Because we've already been going for 2 hours. Go strong, man.
Yeah, I haven't played much this week at all. I played 1 game. 2 games, actually.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you want to start then? You can kick it off.
Yeah, I'll keep it.
You do this deliberately?
I'll keep it.
Oh,
really quick,
no, I actually forgot.
Oh my god, he forgot. We forgot.
I'm so sorry, Kevin. Kevin, I even have the list in front of me. I don't know how I forgot.
Every week.
Go on, Kevin. Every week. Last week I was joking, but every other week I've forgotten. Kevin, what games are coming out this week?
Okay, so I had 2 surprises this week, guys. One you've already heard. This one, I put a lot of effort into my section this week, but I forgot to send it to myself from my work computer. I spent a whole lunch break on this, and it's now been wasted. So,
but
if you ever want to know why, oh yeah.
No, but luckily you've spent the time on it anyway, so you're still going to know all the details. So we look forward to hearing about all this.
Okay, so coming out on we're doing the 11th to the 18th, I believe, this week.
You believe correct.
We have Truck Driver, which is made by Triangle Studios. It's coming out on Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4.
Yeah, man. Well, are you excited for this, Kev?
I think Dan is.
Oh, he did like Euro Truck Simulator, didn't he?
I loved Euro Truck Simulator.
See, exactly.
But
I do find it very weird that this website that I use, being IGN, it has the dates that it's it like that they're coming out, and then when you go inside the actual game, it has a different release date. So it's very difficult to know if they're actually coming out this week.
Maybe you should use a better website.
What, an IGN? I thought they'd be quite good. Either way, the next being the Mims Beginning, which is coming out on Switch and PC, November 11th, by Squatting Penguins. So if you like penguins that squat, this is your game.
That's a lot of information about the game there. Cheers, Kev.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's a game about squatting penguins.
There's a game called Sparklight coming out on the 12th as well by Red Blue Games. They're not sure what colour they are this week.
That's awful.
That's coming out on all platforms.
Yeah.
Can you tell us
there's
what that one's
a
about?
PlayStation 4 what's it called? Exclusive called Gollum coming out on the 12th of November.
Wait, Gollum?
It's by Gollum.
Gollum as in Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Yeah.
No. This is a VR game, isn't it?
Huh?
Isn't Gollum a VR game?
I'll look it up, don't worry.
It says it's coming out on PS4.
If it's
By
what I think
Highwire
it is,
Games.
if it's what I think it is, this is a VR game that's been in development for ages. It was like one of the things that they were using to hype up the PlayStation VR, which has now been out for years. Are you looking it up, Ben?
Is this literally a game where you play as Gollum from Lord of the Rings?
No. Oh, I don't know actually. It looks something like him.
Because I googled it and it literally comes up as Lord of the Rings Gollum is currently set for release on PS4.
It looks nothing like Gollum though.
It's not what I thought.
By Highwire Games.
I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. Well, until now.
Sorry for the tapping, guys. Sorry. Oh yeah, that does not look like what I thought it was. Based in Seattle, the studio was founded in 2015 by former Bungie employees. What is it? Cheers, Wiki. Did really well there. Yes, VR game. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. You play as like a girl that has, if I remember rightly, you have like the ability to mind control this golem, like fantasy golem, stone golem type creature or something.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Yeah.
And I remember when they were first hyping the PSVR, this was the one that everyone was talking about. They were like, "Oh yeah, Golem's gonna be so good when it comes out," and it just never came. Like it just kept waiting and waiting.
It's pretty mad.
So yeah, let's see if it lives up to tons of VR hype.
Yeah, if not, you can just wait for Lord of the Rings Gollum. Because apparently that's a thing.
Noted.
Right, go on.
There's Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. This the
super duper version. Yeah.
Yeah, like basically the one that came out ages ago. They're remaking it.
Robin Hood.
And yeah, it's coming out on PC. November 14th. If anyone doesn't know, Age of Empires is an absolute classic strategy game, so get yourself on top of it. Bee Simulator, the big one.
What was that noise?
It was the
when you build a building.
It was
right?
a pilgrim or a worker or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah.
And there was Robin Hood, the cheat code. And then there was
the
one where you could spawn like a Scorpion
race
car that had like machine guns in the side of it, and you just drive around and fly everything.
And then we got on November 14th, we've got Bee Simulator. It's coming out on all platforms.
What is Bee Simulator?
You literally are a bee.
A single bee or a hive, or how does that work?
You're a single bee, and you just go around collecting pollen and stuff, and just literally you simulate yourself as a bee. Because apparently,
don't bees operate on like a hive mind? So that would only work if you were somehow controlling a swarm.
Well, I assume you do everything for your designated role. So if your role is to collect pollen, you collect pollen. If your role is to protect the queen,
Kevin, you're making some wild assumptions right now. This game could be anything.
Well, you know what? Let's ask the developer, being Varsav Game Studios.
Yeah. Has Bee Simulator got a class system? That's what Kevin wants to know.
If you play as the queen, do you just lay eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. The next game that's coming out, which called Black Sad Under the Skin, that looks very, very good.
Ooh, well, I haven't heard of this.
Apparently, it was. It's been, from what I can remember, it was based on a bunch of games, a series of Spanish comics, I believe. Where you're basically a detective, and you're like a human detective, but you have the head of a cat.
What?
Can I just ask what a detector is?
Detective. You go around. A bit of metal. Beep, beep. I detect metal here.
You said it twice as well.
Yeah.
I
I just realised what you're talking about. This looks really good.
Yeah, it does look pretty wild.
Apparently, it's like really, really adult. Like the humor in it and the writing is super mature. Based on comics, I think, or a graphic novel series or something.
That. Yeah, Spanish.
Oh, did you say that?
Listen to him, man.
Flipping
Sorry, I was busy
Spanish-
looking it up.
Spanish
Twitter
comics
situation
about
again.
the detector.
Oh, okay. The detector. Yeah.
The next one is coming out on 14th as well. Which is Paranoia Happiness is Mandatory. Coming out on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One by Black Shamrock. A PC only game, Stormland, coming out by Insomniac Games.
Insomniac? What's that game?
It's by Insomniac Games. Stormland.
Stormland. I didn't know they were making anything at the moment. I'm curious. Sorry, carry on.
Then Astroneer is coming out on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4.
I've been playing
by
that.
System Era.
Stormland is a Oculus Rift game, by the way. It's one where you play as a robot, I think.
Oh.
It was at E3.
Oh, yes.
It looks really good.
Of it. Yeah, it does look really good. Awesome. Cool.
Sorry, go on, Kev.
You said Astroneer. I've been playing it on Xbox Game Pass for like months.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. It said it's coming out this week, but
No,
then it does say...
it's coming out on PS4 this week.
Oh, is that why? Oh, I guess because it's already out on them too. Okay.
That game's awesome, by the way. It's really fun.
Yeah, remember that co-op game we played? It was good, man.
Yeah, the Xbox Game Pass multiplayer functionality sucks ass, but the rest of the game's really good.
This is one for Charlotte. Sims 4 Discover University is coming out November 15th.
Definitely play that.
On all platforms except from Switch.
Charlotte can be a sadist again.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. And then I guess the big one, or actually the big two that are actually coming out. So we've got Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order. Everyone knows what
so excited for this game, man.
This better be good. I swear to God.
It's going to be the same as every other Star Wars game, isn't it?
But it's Respawn.
No, it's not. It's Respawn. Man.
Respawn could do it.
Them.
Yeah. I've always said from the first day that I played Titanfall, these guys could make a really good Star Wars game, unlike anybody else. When I heard that they were actually making one, I got pretty damn excited. So,
and the fact that it's canon as well, it's just
yeah. I'm excited for this one.
I'm really well excited. I can't wait. I'm pumped as hell.
It's being published by EA though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's Respawn. I don't know.
Hopefully they'll do bits.
Yeah.
Then they said something earlier on where EA basically gave Respawn free reign to do whatever they wanted with this.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Hoping that's true.
And then got Pokemon Shield and Sword coming out.
Yeah.
So I guess you guys are happy about.
Yeah. So Dan, you're getting Shield, right?
I will get Shield, yeah.
Yes, and we're going to be getting Sword.
I really can't afford to buy any games this month. But
no, neither can I. But you know,
I'm still buying it.
Yep.
Been waiting too long to just pass up.
No, I mean because I'm probably going to start commuting to work, so I get a bit more free time. So Pokemon would be ideal for that.
I am most excited about discovering new Pokemon that I've never seen before.
It's
been so long since I just first started to do that.
Have you heard the whole Pokédex has been leaked?
I didn't want to know that. I don't want to see that. I would avoid everything about that.
Yes, I know. I'm just saying. So
That's a shame, though.
it is a shame,
Yeah, I'm buying 2 games this month.
What's the other game?
The other game's actually next month, but I need to buy it early.
What is it?
Disco Elysium.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, cool.
Cool. Sorry, Kev. Carry on.
Anything else, Kev?
No.
Let me see if you missed anything.
That sounded pretty good to me.
Yeah, I did an alright job. Why have you got to be a...
Don't nitpick, Ben. He did well.
Romance
I mean,
and Saga 3 is coming out. It's very popular.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That sounds
Oh,
No,
you know
it's
what?
a really
I thought it
popular.
was another hentai type game.
No, it's a really popular RPG apparently.
Wait, there are hentai games?
Yeah, just go on Steam.
Right, I'll be
Well,
right
look, and last week I mentioned one, didn't I? Like,
Yeah. You have to go into a dungeon and wive a
Conceptual
girl.
or something.
yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. You know, I'm happy with that. Kev, you did a good job. I'm proud of you.
Well done, Kevin. Round of applause for Kevin, everyone. Awesome.
All right. Now let's jump onto what we've been playing because let's do it. Dan, go.
Right,
Hit it.
super quick. I played a little bit of Link's Awakening because I've had 3-hour journeys every day and wanted time to play, and you gave me that. I'm going to try and complete it before Pokemon comes out.
It's not very long. You should be able to.
The only thing with it that's really bugging me is performance issues. I know everyone talks about this when they're reviewing it, and it's got some performance bugs. But the thing about the performance issues that wind me up is it feels like the sort of game that should not have any performance issues.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
If you could see where the performance issues were coming from, and like it was, it's a good looking game. Don't get me wrong; it's really pretty, but it just feels wrong for it to be lagging. Like it doesn't.
It's kind of like when you play PUBG in it, and you're playing at like 12 frames a second on a £13,000 computer.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Like if Mario lagged or Mario Kart was lagging or something, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" But
yeah, it is a bit odd.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that's put me off a little bit. But so far, I think I'm going to play through it. I'm really liking the whole dungeon design in it, like the mini puzzles and sort of, and just the pure game design of it, like the way that it almost wordlessly tells you what you need to do. Like you come across something and you can't get through it, you go back and you do something else, and then you realize that there's only one thing that this item that you've been given can do. Like one example is I go into a little room and little cute ball thing, I can't remember what they're called, it's like, oh, I really wish I had an accessory. Like it's kind of obvious at that point that, oh, if I find an accessory I should come back and give it to this person. 20 minutes later into the game you find the little red bow, like, oh, this is a cool accessory, I wonder what I do with this. Like it
feels like a Game Boy game, doesn't it? That's what I love about it. It just feels so old school. It's so good.
There's no extra bullshit bolted on to bulk it out or anything. It's just it's a very pure feeling game. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it just feels
I know, man.
Like a proper video game. So yeah, really enjoying that. Good. Hopefully, you said it's not that long, is it? It's like
it's like 7-8 hours, I imagine.
Cool. Yeah, hopefully I'll finish that before then. And the other game I've played, which unfortunately I can't speak about, is Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have so much to say about that game. So much to say.
It's gonna be good.
So much.
I haven't started playing that, just to let you guys know.
You should probably get on that, Kev, because it's.
I probably should, but I
3 weeks.
really, really want to. Actually, no. Wait, is it my go now, or?
Up to you, Ben. You are the host.
Yes.
Yeah, which I want to finish the game I've basically been playing, which is Borderlands. I just want to get to the second playthrough. I have. Okay, this is. You know what I said earlier on, Ben? You were going to love something I'm going to say.
Oh man. So,
you know where Dan couldn't play much. Or he said he didn't have much time to play Evil Within, yeah?
Yeah.
Every single near enough moment I've had this entire week to play Borderlands, or to play a game, I've been playing Borderlands, yeah? And I've gotten to the point where I don't kill anything on my journey unless I have to. And I'm just running from point to point to point to point, yeah? And I've still not completed this game. Bear in mind, I'm not taking into account killing anything in between it, which you're meant to do. I was just running from point to point to point, and Dan has managed to complete this game and get further in that. It's
How many hours do you reckon?
I mean, I'd say I've probably skipped at least a full hour worth of killing things, probably a bit more than that, because I think I've in the past like week I've fought about 5 or 6 bosses because I'm just skipping everything out.
So like 1 to 9 hours or so then.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just think to myself like I've been playing it. And I'm like Dan said I was near the end of it. And since then I've fought like 10 bosses. And I'm like, how am I near the end of it? I'm pretty sure at that point I was closer to the beginning of the game than I was the end of the game.
I've played 15 hours of Borderlands.
In total?
Yeah.
Wait, you said that game
That is just so much bollocks.
What?
You said it took 20 hours, yeah, but I didn't know. I guess Dan was doing the whole just running through everything, not doing any side missions.
I play it like an RPG. I pretend I'm actually in the wild and I'm in this crazy environment where everything can respawn and everyone can die and be reborn. And because that's what I like about Borderlands is that universe is so crazy that some companies worked out a way to just regenerate people when they die and make money out of it, that everyone's kind of lost their minds, like we can't die anymore. So I kind of play in the world and just walk around as I would if I was some nutty bounty hunter in the world. So I don't want to shoot every moving target. I just want to pick up quests that sound cool and get to my destination and do what feels fun at the time. Like
I could imagine someone going into Dan's room and he just you call his name, he turns around, he's got his blood out his nose, like it's been rough, man. It's been rough.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, and the game is still, even me doing that, is still epic. All the bosses are so unique and so freaking cool.
Yeah, man. Told you. Wait.
But yeah.
You wait.
Oh, the next section.
Sorry, I have one question. Have you fought...
oh, here we go again.
You know where I am at.
I'm trying to think what order it comes in there. Have you fought the guy, the second streamer dude?
No, I haven't yet, I don't think.
Okay, I can't remember his name.
I'd assume that was kind of the last boss, but I'm guessing not.
Yeah, move on.
Anyway, and then the other one I guess I've been playing is Overwatch, which...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I had a nice little session the other day with Ryan. I'm going to complain one thing right now. The wait times are bonkers. There's one thing I don't like about this new system they've got. It's stupid. I mean, like a good 10 minutes. I managed to put up a whole blind while I was waiting in the queue.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So yeah, that's all I've been playing this week. It's very boring again. It's very similar to last week's, but I guess sometimes games. I mean, just
but you're playing a long game, so it's kind of standard, isn't it? And me, I'm the guy that puts in the grind for this show. So I've been playing 4 games this week.
Sorry, did you have a poem?
Touche. So I'll do it in chronological order. I played a smidgen of Resident Evil Revelations 2. Because, as everyone knows, I'm a big Resident Evil fan. And I played Resident Evil Revelations 1 on 3DS and it was pretty naff. It had this weird sort of arcadey feel that I just didn't like. And then I was looking up Switch games recently to play and I found out that apparently Revelations 2 is very much like Resi 4. And I was like, that sounds pretty dope. So I picked it up and then found out it was 27 gigs. So I had to go and buy a memory card for the Switch to be able to play it. But it is really good so far. I need to play it more. I'm on this bit. There must be a way to do it, but like you basically open a door and then all of these like prison doors open and just loads of people just charge you, and I have about 6 shotgun shots, that's it. But there must be a way to do it because there's like traps around and stuff, but I just can't figure it out at the minute, so I'll give that a whirl at some point.
This is
the
the game.
Look up.
Go
on, Kevin.
I would say do not look up how to get past it.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Good lad. This is the game that you were playing when I was at yours last week, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you saw it, didn't you? But there was like loads of dudes.
Oh, is that the same bit that you're on?
Yeah, I can't figure it out. I haven't played much after that, to be honest, because I've got some other games I've been playing. So, Last week I mentioned that we picked up Luigi's Mansion.
Yes.
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 Luigi's Mansion is so good.
Oh, really?
Like, I love it. I honestly adore it. It's such I can't say amazing. It's not the right word for it. It's like
Phenomenal.
Phenomena.
Phenomenal.
What's the word? I can't describe. It's just so pleasant to play. I think that's like the main thing. You know, it's got
Imagine
proper. Huh?
Like a swan.
Like a swan. Yeah,
Very
it's kind of
elegant.
like a. Yeah, it's like a goofy swan though. Swan. The hell's a swan? Anyway,
It's how Goofy would say it.
exactly. Yeah. Anyway, but it's amazing. You basically go to this hotel and it's every floor is completely different. The boss fights are really inventive. The puzzle elements are really good, and the fact that it's co-op and me and Charlotte can play it together, but we both have our own role. Like, I can't walk across water because I melt because I'm Luigi. Then I can go through like vents and stuff and then make openings for her and stuff. It's a
That's
really,
cool.
really pleasant game. I really, really enjoy playing it.
I was captivated just watching you two play it.
Yeah.
Just, like seeing all the ways that you have to. Because what I liked about what I saw was when you got to a room and you couldn't progress any further, it was always, there is a way to get past this and we need to work it out.
Yeah,
There was none of
exactly
this,
that,
we need to
yeah.
go back and find something or go a different route or something. It was, no,
Yeah.
there is a small room in front of us and we need to find a way past this obstacle. And
Yeah.
some of the solutions are really clever. So, but yeah, it just looked like a lot of fun. And the physics,
Yeah, it's good.
The way the grass moves and the objects move with your Hoover and all that.
Yeah. And
Super
obviously because
colourful.
it's quite small scale and they only have to like render one room at a time, it's really detailed as well. So
Yeah, it looks really
it's
nice.
yeah, definitely the best looking game I played on Switch by far.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. The next game I've been playing is a game that everyone should play. I love this game. Lonely Frickin' Mountains Down Frickin' Hill. This game is so fun. I can't even- you literally you start at the top of a hill and you have to cycle to the bottom of the hill. That's it. But obviously it's like a course and, you know, like navigating. It kind of feels like Hotline Miami or something, where you can die so easily and it's like instant restart sort of thing. But it's just so fun. I can't even describe it. Just play it. If you've got Game Pass, it's free. Just play it. It's just so fun. Kevin, you should play this. You'll love it.
Oh, okay.
It's like the perfect unwind game after playing something like Overwatch or something like Resident Evil or any game where you have to think. You can just proper unwind and play this game. There's no music. You can literally just hear like the wind and the birds tweeting, and it's just it's such a pleasant game. But it has like a really competitive side to it. So like to unlock new things, you know, the next course or the next whatever, you have to, you know, complete a course with crashing less than 20 times or complete it in a time limit, and it's just really good. Highly recommend that. Game of the year. Hell yeah. That's right. Lonely Mountains Downhill, the game where you ride a bike down a hill, is going to beat Borderlands 3, I'm telling you.
Nope.
And the last game I've been playing is also very, very good and may potentially be on my Game of the Year list now. And it is Katana Zero.
Ooh.
That's right, I picked it up because it's on sale on Switch at the minute for £9, and my
Ooh,
god, it's
that's
worth
tempting.
every penny. Pick it up, Dan. You liked Hotline Miami, right?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll love this then. It's very, very similar, but it actually has a really good underlying story. So it's got a really good story, and it also plays tricks on you and has loads of like visual effects and stuff. It's basically you play as a samurai dude who is on drugs. That's pretty much the punchline.
Sounds like my street.
Yeah, but it's the drugs mean you can manipulate time, but then sometimes time works against you, and then sometimes you think the game's broken and it glitches and stuff, and then other things. It's just it's really good. For £9, highly recommend. I'm pretty sure you can get it for about £6 or £7 on Steam, and it is a juicy game, man.
How does it run on Switch?
Very well, 60 FPS, like solid. Yeah.
Ooh, you may have just sold that to me then.
Do it, man. It's the mechanic, the core mechanic of it is, you know, when you play Hotline Miami, you're basically doing like a little dance, yeah.
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 So you walk into the room and you're like, right, I need to kill that guy with this thing, and then throw a frying pan at this dude, and then throw a grenade at this guy.
Yeah.
And they've basically taken that, and they know that that's how Hotline Miami works, and they've taken that into Katana Zero and almost made it like a story element. So basically, you play as a samurai that you're planning out what you're going to do. So you walk into the room, right, and then you play it. So you go, you know, kill this guy and throw this and whatever, do all your funky stuff, and then when you get to the end, it just says that will work, and then it shows a replay of your thing. Does this make sense?
Is it kind of like that Tom Cruise film? It had two different names in America and here.
Oh, until End of Tomorrow.
End of Tomorrow, yeah, where he goes through kind of a time loop over and over again, trying different variations, and he knows what to expect.
Yeah, but you're not actually doing that. You're planning it in your brain.
So
yeah,
at the end of the film, you
happening.
see kind of the result. I think you see the result of him having done this sequence like a million times, but you don't see all of that. You just see kind of the end result. Yeah,
exactly that. Yeah. So, but basically, you as a samurai walk in. You're looking at the whole thing. In the samurai's head, you go, right, I'm going to do this, and this, which is you playing it out. Mm-hmm. And then when you get to the end, it says, oh, that'll work, and it shows a replay, and you can slow it down, speed it up, and do whatever. And it's just a really cool game, and it's a really good game for commutes as well, Dan. So
noted.
Because you can play like one little bit at a time. Yeah.
Perfect.
Highly recommend. And then. That's it. That's all I've played. But just for the listeners' sake, what am I trying to say? I got Death Stranding. I just got it after work, so I haven't played it yet. And
big old Norman Reedus.
Yeah, boy. So I will be playing that over this weekend, I'm sure, and then I'll give you some deets next week. I'm really nervous about it, man.
I can't wait to hear what you think of it.
I have no idea what I'm going to think of it. I can't even comprehend, and I really want to look at reviews, but I can't. I know it's a bad idea, so I'm not going to.
See if you can, because it's coming out on PC. I didn't think I was going to get to play it for much longer than I probably will. So see if you can find a way to explain the game to us as spoiler free as possible. It's easy to avoid story spoilers, I think, but in terms of little intricate mechanics and stuff like that, if you can think about that as you're playing it, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll try my best, yeah.
Because I'm really excited. But I have to wait.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you if I don't like it?
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Because I know sometimes it's annoying when someone says they don't like a game and it puts you off playing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I will probably still play it anyway.
Yeah. All right. That's it, boys. We're done.
I did not think it was going to be a long episode today.
Neither did I. But
I
it
thought
was very interesting, actually.
Snappy one.
Lots of interesting talks. But I do have one bit of news that I don't even think Kevin knows yet.
Ooh.
Kevin, remember? Shut up. Remember I mentioned about the fact that we could have special guests on for our monthly special podcast, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we have the infamous, the famous, he's not even infamous, he's actually famous. Adam Skinner will be joining us for the Outer Worlds special.
Aye, hi.
Yeah. So, at the end of the month, we're going to be doing a what did you call it, Kev? Like By the Moonlight or something?
Moonlight Matt. Moonlight that game or something, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Moonlight. We're gonna Moonlight Outer Worlds, whatever the hell that means. So we are going to be giving a nice deep dive special podcast, probably 7 or 8 hours long.
Spoiler heavy.
Spotlight.
Super spoiler heavy. Outer Worlds special, and we will be having a special guest who is also playing it in preparation. So for those of you that haven't played it but are interested in playing it, try and play it this month so you can sort of get involved in our moonlightage.
It's worth it.
No, we're going to call it the Spotlight, okay?
Sure, Kevin.
Okay, yeah.
We're putting a spotlight on the game.
That's just a terrible name, but okay.
Fine, we're going to moonlight that game then.
Okay, I'm knackered. That was a podcast.
That was a podcast.
Goodbye.
No.
I'm joking. No. So Kevin.
Yes.
This ASMR bit really isn't good. Move away.
It's really good.
Move back.
It's really good. No, it's really good. So Kevin, if people want to basically, just agree with my point of views on the news articles and just tell Dan that he's wrong, and just basically show their love and appreciation for us, and maybe sort of let us know what they think of like Death Stranding, or maybe Luigi's Mansion, or any of the new games that we've played. Or basically vote against Borderlands 3. That's another option, because Borderlands 3 will not be Game of the Year. Or maybe they just want to... How do they do it, Kev?
Or maybe they just want us to do a whole episode just like this.
Oh no.
Maybe they do. We could do that thing where we pan the audio left, like far left and far right, so it sounds like we're next to them. So they're sitting on the train, and it sounds like Ben's on the right hand side, like whispering into their eardrum, just like.
and then Dan's on the other side.
And Kevin's 14 miles away in the distance. a faint whisper.
Yeah, Kevin's just muted for the whole thing. Yeah.
Cheers.
All right. Anyway, Kevin.
How do I do that?
How do they do that?
The poem again.
No.
Okay, you can go Twitter at PraiseThePickle. You can email us PraiseThePicklePodcast.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, Praise the Pickle Podcast.
Right, just because you write a poem doesn't mean you need to be like completely unenthusiastic when you're not doing the poem.
I can't do that. My poem was too good.
All right, go on, do the poem.
Yay. So, if you'd like to send us a message or some feedback, listen now, take notes and relax. Let us know what you think on Twitter. Our handle is @PraiseThePickle. I can't promise we won't be bitter. Search Praise the Pickle Podcast on Facebook or our Facebook page, where we have lots of questions and love to engage. Finally is our email address, praisethepicklepodcast.com. Send us an email and we shall shalom.
Kevin, what does shalom mean?
It means hello and goodbye in Jewish.
In Jewish?
Oh, you looked it up. Good man.
This has been feedback notice presentation by Kevin. I'm going to hand you back to our host, Benjamin.
And he got the echo
Thank you.
Beautiful.
One more thing, Kevin. You need to try and implement this into your poem. Give us a little cheeky rating and review on iTunes, please. It does a lot for the exposure. It just means we can actually get noticed and actually get a bit of feedback, and not feel like this is a complete waste of time. It's great. Yeah, so that's that. Please, we're begging you. Please do that. Thank you.
Cool.
This has been the Praise the Pickle podcast. This has been where we talk about games and all the stuff that we love, hate, and all the controversy around it. And this has been a glorious episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Adios.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Pickle.
Sayonara.
Pickle.